to the Xbox Uncut weekly podcast.
Bungie, you ripped the money out of your fans' hands and burned it in front of their faces with that piece of shit known as Destiny.
I want to be hyped.
Burn, how you doing?
And Tim and Steve are sucking it out of me.
It was a pretty good podcast. I'd say 3 out of 5.
South Park's fractured but whole. Horizon.
Wait a second, we gotta enjoy that title first.
It's so good in the end. Your accent, fractured but whole.
Fractured but
I don't sound like that.
Who the fuck is Master Chief?
Exclusives happen. Third-party money has happened. I don't give a shit.
Killtacular.
Yeah, that was on Xbox, and the only way as a PlayStation fan you can be happy about that is because you're happy that Xbox fans don't get to play it.
I finally finished Oreo, which took me 36 hours, 1,338
Like, Forza they don't program in 0 to 60 numbers. They don't program in how tight a car can turn, how much traction a car has. They don't do any of that. But what they do is they put these statistics into their physics engine and they let their physics engine work it out for itself.
If you don't want to buy it because there's a woman in the game or on the cover, you can suck it.
You know how many times I've argued with people and they're like, Persona 5! It's like it's the same shit all the time. It's like, I don't know, they have
to reality and you were like, take the L!
You know, exactly. Sony's gonna have more delays. It's just, it's a pattern all gen.
When I played Minecraft Story Mode, if you don't like it, then fuck you.
You can write into the show at letters@xboxuncut.com. And now, your host, Dustin.
Welcome to Xbox Uncut's weekly podcast. I'm your host, Dustin, and we're back for another crazy week of video game news. Well, I guess half a week of video game news. Or a week and a half, maybe? I don't know.
It's been like 3 days since the last show.
But we didn't cover any news on the last show. Or letters. Or, any of the normal stuff we usually do. We did an interview with Garrett Coker, and it was an awesome interview. And I missed it. Which sucks, but
Yeah, it was kind of like an interview and hangout.
Yeah,
like the first hour or so, it was all interviews. Second half, we just kind of hung out and chatted. It was nice.
It's just chilling back. It's all good in the hood.
I heard there was a lot of ARC discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tim loves some ARC.
But we'll stop riding on Tim. But let's just get right on to the show. Back to we're still going to have a show on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be normal format, normal time. And we're not going to we're just going to cover... No, you've updated the news to concurrent, right, Steve?
Yes, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot. I just added like a couple of things.
We'll get a bunch of new news on Monday, probably, and Tuesday, so we'll be all right.
Yeah.
That's when it all hits.
Willie, Steve, how are you doing, Steve?
I'm good, thanks, Dustin. I'm good.
Just want to make sure you're all right.
Thank you.
Are you all right for another 600 seconds of bliss?
Fuck you, I'll quit.
How's SteveRules.com doing?
It's doing okay. It's doing okay.
Any updates?
I posted the podcast yesterday. I'm in process of writing a few things.
I mean, you don't work. You'd think you'd be able to get a few articles up, right?
Look.
Well, you can get fucked as well. It's one saying, "Do you want to go and start our own show without these rude bitches?"
Your language today is just salty and just... I don't know if I can continue with the show if he keeps talking like this.
You keep looking up at me, and I'm confused.
I'm keep looking up at you. Oh, because of the Twitch. Sorry.
When Ono Bones here says, he's gonna say, "Why are you guys so mean to Steve? Why?"
I'm not mean to Steve. I promote Steve and his website probably more than Steve himself does.
But this isn't like well, he did something nice, so you have to balance it out kind of thing. That's not how the world
it's
works.
not me balancing out. It's hate sells, and no matter what, as long as we get SteveRules.com clicks, that's SteveRules.com. You just need to get those clicks. So I'm gonna start writing articles for SteveRules.com, like how Microsoft's gonna start to slowly dismantle the Xbox division, and you're gonna get like 1 million clicks. It's gonna be amazing. Trust me, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. There's like a 70% chance that it'll do it.
Okay, we can test that theory.
But let's welcome the other guest on the show. Well, not guest, panelist. Vern, welcome to the show, Vern.
No.
Thanks for the welcome. I'm feeling good.
It's the
Got the
platinum through
rum.
himself.
The rum is like all in my system now. It's all in my blood. Feeling good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I like rum.
When did you start drinking? I thought a minute ago you were like, oh, I might get a drink.
No,
And now
he said he
suddenly
needed
it's-
to get alcohol, and he had to go.
Dude, I put like 3
Oh.
shots in this thing probably, and I'm almost done with it. So I'm
So
feeling
maybe-
good.
Maybe I should go get some vodka and swig it back and
Yeah, get some vodka in your system.
Vodka.
yeah, vodka.
I love some
you
vodka.
guys.
I should get some tequila.
I like how you guys do that. How the British do that. They'll like whenever there's an A at the end of a word, they'll put or an E, they'll put an R if the next word starts with a vowel.
No, but so people in New England do that too.
In New England, really?
Yeah, you hear a Boston accent.
Like in Boston? They
yeah,
do that?
It's a car. They add an R.
Oh well,
not
no,
a car,
they
but
that's like an open A sound. Yeah, I'm talking about like they actually like British people actually put an R at the end of the vowel if
Don't
there's a
ask
vowel that follows.
Don't ask me why I was doing this, Vern, but I was watching people explain how to do a Boston accent,
Uh-huh.
and they were explaining exactly what you're doing. They add R's if
Yeah.
the following word has a vowel
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to do. It's like something an Italian would do to make sure that there's like a rhythm to the language, so it never comes to like a dead stop. It's a cool thing. I like it, Steve. Keep it
Oh,
up.
thanks, Ben. I appreciate that.
See, I'm being nice.
Fuck you, Steve.
Yeah, fuck all of you. You get wrecked. You can get wrecked.
And then we also have Chris. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Hello. How's everybody going or doing?
We're going.
Where's Tim?
We're going good.
We're going good.
How's everybody going?
How's everybody going? Your language just has me flustered, Steve. I remember
We're
when Steve
going
used to come on
away.
the show and he never used to swear, and now every other word out of his mouth
like,
is fuck,
"Fuck
shit,
you."
bitch, everything.
Yeah, he's like, suck it, fuck you,
Yeah.
fuck you.
What can I say? These guys, they broke me.
Well, the thing
Okay.
is, Vern,
Yeah, you can get wrecked.
He's like, the thing is, you could suck it and get wrecked, bitches.
Yeah, fuck off. I
just
can't
look,
work under these
Chris,
conditions.
what I've been trying to get is the bloody. I just want to see bloody hell, bloody fuck. Just I want to hear bloody. One day
He
we'll
doesn't
get
say
that.
that very often.
No, he
I
doesn't.
think I've heard it from him. I've heard it from you before, Steve. Maybe a couple of times. I've heard you say bloody, but not very often.
It's probably usually when I die in a multiplayer game or something. It's like, oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, that's when you say it before the word hell. That's it.
What
Bloody
bloody
wankus.
idiot. That kind of
It
thing.
seems like it's a really special word, though. Like it's for
No,
really.
like you'll drop the f bomb just like bow, bow, bow. It's like it doesn't matter. But when bloody's used, there's intent.
Shit
Like,
You have
just
to show-
got real.
You have to show some respect.
Fuck you, Steve. There's my respect.
yeah, fuck you.
Well, fuck you too, mate. Yeah, go on. Go on.
This is
The
definitely an
fappening's
M-rated
gonna happen.
podcast.
The fappening is gonna happen. It's gonna be on steverules.com.
Solo podcast.
We should probably move on to actual podcasting games things rather than just insulting me.
Hey! I didn't get announced yet.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
You said the golden. You called me the golden throat.
I called you the platinum throat.
You called me the platinum throat. I don't even remember that. That's the booze speaking there. I guess I got announced. Sorry, guys.
I
Well,
called
then,
you
did
the
he-
platinum throat.
Do you think you're more important than everyone else that you deserve to be mentioned twice?
I just don't remember being announced. It's just went in one ear, out the other, I guess. Actually, it probably didn't even go in one ear. It's still out there in some other realm.
Yeah.
Vern's pretty sauced up.
Yeah, Vans.
It's I can still feel my teeth. That's how I know. I'm getting close though. I'm starting to feel a little numbness in the teeth. It's not completely numb. I'm almost
Pretty
there.
much just an alcoholic at this point.
No. Though it's in my
Kinda.
blood.
What, the whiskey or bourbon or what?
No, I had an alcoholic grandfather, so it's in my family.
Hey, me too.
He used to beat me.
Let's drink and keep the tradition going.
Yeah!
Except I'm all out.
Let's make sure to pass on those genes.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch my kids spiral out of control like I did in my 20s.
They'll say that with a Boston accent, and it'll be perfect for the episode. All right. Well, let's move on to letters, because that's what matters. And I gotta say, when I was kidnapped by those clowns, it meant a lot that certain people wrote in a lot over and over and over and over and over and over again. But, and we also got a letter that I think that Vern's been waiting on for a long time.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's the very last letter. It starts off to save Dustin from
okay.
the clowns. But we'll get there. We'll
Okay,
get there.
yeah. That's a good last letter, I think. I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
it.
confident right now since I got the booze, so that'll be
Yeah.
a good response, I think. I just hyped it up. I'm not going to live up to the hype.
That's what she said.
It's going to be a fizzle. Just.
All right, Vern.
All right, so we got some letters. We got a lot of letters. It's been building up. So, first letter. This is from the Wicked Soul. He says, "Hey," spelled Hay, like hay that you use a pitchfork.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's good.
Or the,
I like that.
animals
I like
eat.
that. I like that. So I'll start it over again. Hey. Now I left out my answer because it would have been an essay. So if Xbox Uncut were a band, which genre would it be?
Thrash.
Why?
Thrash because Steve rules.
We can't. What about classical? We can't be like
No.
high quality. We can't be highbrow.
Hey,
We can
first
wear
of all,
have-
wigs.
Oh, sorry. How
hey,
could you?
first of all, heavy metal is highbrow.
No, heavy metal is not highbrow.
Yes, it
I'm
is,
sorry.
sir. Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Rich with that.
No,
It is,
it's
too.
not. It's not highbrow.
It is. It's
Not
highbrow.
highbrow. Maybe you can argue for something like progressive rock or fusion or something like
because
that.
listeners of heavy metal are known to enjoy classical and almost every other form of music more than anybody else. They have the most broadest taste in music. So I would say, because of our broad taste and all our members, that we're thrash, heavy metal.
Fern, how can you talk about us being highbrow when you're getting suzzled here every week?
Well, we have a British guy on this podcast, Steve. We have you. Just because of your accent, that elevates
Yeah,
us to
but
really,
then,
really high standards as far as when you're concerned. As far as something like saying
First
highbrow,
of all,
you know?
a drunk Englishman does not count as highbrow. And that is what Steve Rules from SteveRules.com is.
But that's not how Steve sounds. He's not quite like a bloke or something.
Fuck this,
Oh.
fuck you,
A bloke. Bloody hell.
bloody hell. Look at that. That's not
there you go.
highbrow. That's not highbrow.
Steve's got some class to his accent, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Fern.
Steve, you do not have class. You have the working man in you.
It's
That's how you get your
somewhere.
gamer score?
No, it's somewhere in the middle. But I think it's leaning more towards class.
Steve, I'll never put you that low in my book.
But it's a band, and bands, just by nature can't be classical music. So,
Exactly.
but it can be jazz, a jazz band.
Nah.
Ugh.
We haven't
No,
got
but
enough.
we're kind of free form. We're improvising. I kind of feel like we might be.
Yeah, but we don't have that soulful feel to us.
Oh, we got soul.
I don't have soul. I'm an atheist. Can we?
When Eric's on the show, we got soul.
I have no idea what you're trying to say there, Vern.
Black people got soul, and we got a cast member who happens to be black. So we can't have a little soul there.
Yeah, but there's soul in heavy metal music. That's all I'm saying.
I have a hard time with that heavy metal.
Have you tried screaming for an hour straight, Vern? It's pretty hard.
It's
Yeah,
really
yes.
stupid, actually.
It's fun. It's exciting.
Why would anyone scream for an hour straight?
Why
there's
not?
no
Don't scream.
there's no benefit.
Get your point across.
Yeah, I think the point got across with
That's
the
what I
first
tell
minute of
my
scream-
wife every other night.
The first minute of screaming probably got the point across. I don't know why you need the other 59.
Well, no, I mean, when you think about it, you know, if the traditional heavy metal song, at least the new metal, is scream, me mad, and angry, and then you sing nice and beautiful in the chorus. That's
But at
new
least
metal.
no. I mean, I'm okay with progressive, but like when you start getting to full on like death metal, like that's just not fun. That's no
Look,
good.
Demure
Slipknot is
Borger.
awesome.
That's no
sir.
good. At least
Slipknot
a
is
group like
awesome.
Tool, you know, has like
Ugh, Tool stinks. Sorry.
yeah, but at least Tool has some kind of format in the same way like a Sonata does. You know, there's a typical format to each one of their songs, so there's something classical in nature at least there. So I can appreciate that. But when you get to just like hardcore death metal, it's like what the I can't get into that, man. It's not for me. It's not for me. But I do like some heavy metal. I mean, I'm okay with it. But I like the progressive stuff more than the other stuff.
No, but we're not talking about your taste in music. We're talking about why Xbox Uncut podcast would be a heavy metal band. Why
But
would
it's
Xbox
not,
Uncut
it's
be
not heavy enough.
progressive?
We don't scream at each other enough. We don't really get at each other enough. I mean, we do rib each other, but we're pretty friendly. So I have a hard time saying heavy metal. We're not heavy. We're
So
more
my dad
chill.
told me. But
Maybe like reggae.
are we reggae?
We're drinking, you know, we're having a good time.
Reggaeton.
You know what I mean?
What's that reggae heavy metal band?
Yeah, there you go. We can find
That's-
like a balance between reggae and heavy
What are they
metal.
called? I'm blanking on their name.
Skindred.
Yeah, Skindred. Yeah, that's them.
There we go. I think that's
We're
a good
Skindred.
answer.
Yeah,
That's a good answer.
that's art because it's being high and drunk and doing heavy metal at the same time.
Right. We got a little freeform in there, but we were hard.
Yeah.
But we're nice guys, so we smile when we're on stage.
Exactly. We're drinking, we're having a good time, we're partying, you know.
I'll give y'all a minute to go and look up Skindred because that band's awesome.
I have no clue what they sound like, but I'm gonna agree to this just based on what we've talked about. So
Steve's probably looking up right now, and he'll come back. Oh, that band's just shit. I don't like it.
so we're like, what do you call it?
Hell.
Hold on a second. What the fuck was that? That
What's the genre?
is it?
What's the genre for Skindred?
I don't even know how to
Reggae
explain.
metal?
No, they're heavy metal, but he's from Jamaica, so I mean,
Oh, but does it have any kind of reggae sound?
yes, it does. You need
Okay.
to listen to it. Like it's,
So we'll call it
but
reggae metal.
You would still call it heavy metal. Like when you listen to it, you'll be like, yes, that is definitely heavy metal, but that is definitely like reggae.
Is it reggae heavy metal or heavy reggae metal?
It is more heavy metal than reggae.
So it's more like reggae heavy metal. Like it's a reggae version of heavy metal.
Yes.
The
Like it
base
was
of
like
it is heavy metal.
if you had a bunch of people and one dude, the singer was like, dude, I'm really good at reggae, and everybody's like, well, we're really good at heavy metal, and the rest of the band is, that's what it is.
Okay, I can fly with that. I'm okay. There we go. Reggae heavy metal. There you go, Wicked Soul. Next letter. Okay, this is a wow, this is a whole slew of letters actually. This is from Old No Bones, and he went a little crazy. He actually sent this in multiple emails, one after another, after another, after another. Starts with
Wait a second. I gotta go over the chat answers real quick. So,
okay.
Symphonic thrash metal.
That's pretty good too. I like the whole idea of the symphonic there.
Prophecy said folk music from the movie Willow.
If it was like folk heavy music, heavy metal, that would work, but no.
Okay, I just had to get those off my chest. I couldn't stop laughing.
Hey gay metal. Hey gay metal. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I think Prophecy's got it. It's hey gay metal. There we go. Okay, let's get back to our next letter. This is from Old No Bones. He starts with the first letter, and that is, how are you doing, Steve? My question for today is, what is the future of Minecraft? Is it a conventional sequel necessary? I'm sorry. Is a conventional sequel necessary or even possible? I just don't know what to think of it.
Well, I guess as the person who's played the most Minecraft here,
No, this is for Steve. You shut
Oh,
up.
is it
Yeah,
Steve?
don't
Oh.
steal my question.
It says,
I-
"How are you doing,
Wait a second.
Steve?"
I apologize, Steve.
So, Steve, what is the future of Minecraft? Do you think a sequel is necessary?
How did I get the Minecraft question? There, Minecraft.
I'll answer
2.
this. It's because you think in a business perspective.
Hey, your name's not Steve. Shut the fuck up and let Steve answer.
No, Steve asked the question and I answered it.
No. Steve, floor is yours, sir.
It is.
A sequel to Minecraft seems like the sort of thing that you do when you're trying to revitalize a brand. And as we can see from any sales charts and the fact that, the Mojang guys, their office is just made out of like $5 bills. If that's the thing, I don't know. I'm going to assume. Maybe in like 10 years or something, if the franchise is dropping off. But I think the future of Minecraft is keeping it, trying to keep it relevant, keep it on all platforms. I think they'll end up doing like a TV show or a film, because I think that is quite an easy way to get money. But I think they need to kind of get on with it before it does start to sort of drift off. They'll just keep updating it. I think they'll probably keep doing spin-offs like Story Mode. Perhaps like a kart racer or something.
A kart racer. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
They'll keep it multi-platform and they'll just keep raking in money. What they also should be doing is making Xbox the best place to play Minecraft, but in terms of like dedicated servers and certain features that kind of suit what they're doing, but it doesn't sound like they're actually too interested in doing that. So,
what version number are they on? Like,
Well, it depends.
You know what I mean?
If you're talking about console, PC.
Yeah, let's just say console.
I'm not sure on console.
Are they in the 2.0s yet? Above that?
Yeah, I believe
Oh,
so.
okay.
Somewhere in the billions.
This is something I heavily disagree with, right? When you're naming like updates, right? 2.0 is the sequel. It's a known fact. It's like all these PlayStation updates and the PS3 is on like update 4.0. That PlayStation 3 4.0 doesn't exist because that'd be like the PS5. Or not 5, like 7 or something. It's been a long day, be quiet. So, no, this whole version 2 thing is garbage. That's why I don't play Minecraft, because of shit like that.
No, you don't play Minecraft because you don't have, a lick of fun in your body.
Steve doesn't like Legos either.
I like Lego.
Then you should like Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, they're quite different.
No, they're not.
Well,
You have
because
to build
Lego...
shit in Minecraft. Who wants to build shit? I want to
But-
play
but
shit. I don't want to
It's
build
called
shit.
Minecraft.
I want to play shit.
You could fucking build shit. It's called
Yeah, but-
Lego. That's what we're a direct comparison
Yeah, but-
is to Legos, where you build shit.
But Lego is a physical thing, whereas Minecraft is a video game thing.
Some virtual shiznit.
It's a virtual shit. Yes, I'll agree with
but
that.
that's-
However,
that's-
you have a box of infinite Legos, essentially, and you can build whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but I'm not... I only bought Minecraft because I lost a bet, so...
You're just not creative.
Yeah.
How dare you?
You're
I bought
not.
it so Maria could play it.
You're not creative. You're not.
And I like
You
to
lost-
jump in and see what you guys are building and stuff. But that's about
You
it.
lost your inner child,
Mm-hmm.
Steve. Your inner child's dead.
Okay, we got to move on to the next question. Otherwise, we're never going to get done with these questions. But Zona Bones just actually went kind of ridiculous with this. Next question. How are you doing, Vern? If Microsoft could pull any seemingly dead IP out of its tomb and reboot it, what would you like them to choose? Okay, I'm going to be a little bitch and pick two instead of just one. So, the first one I would say is Rally Sport. That was fun, man. I love me some rally racing. I'm a big fan of Sega Rally, big fan of Sega Rally 2. The next
Okay.
Sega Rally game, didn't care much for. But I would love to see a great rally game from the people at Turn 10, or maybe even Playground. It would
Hey,
just
wait
be
a second,
really
Vern.
awesome.
What if Microsoft gets Sega to make it? Like they're doing with Halo Horse.
You know, that's a possibility, but they'd have to get Tetsuya Mitsuguchi on it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be all that interested in it, because he was the lead designer of the last two games, or the first two games at least. And I don't know. Sega isn't I really don't think Sega's relevant anymore. They're not the same Sega they were in the past. So I don't love current Sega. I love old Sega. But maybe they could bring that magic back. I don't know. But I would love to see Turn 10 or Playground work on it and make a great rally racing game. Besides that, this one's kind of an out there response. But I think it's an IP that could be really cool if they put the time into it. And that's Azaric, Rise of Parathia. Now, hear me out. I mean, the original game wasn't great, but you kind of have this epic franchise with, cool characters and cool worlds, and you got the whole elements thing, with the fire and the water and the air and the earth. If they can make a cool open world game with all these awesome, I guess, areas, and you have your little staff, and if you can put together all these elements and make like cool types of ways to attack people and defend and all that, they can make something really cool as far as the gameplay is concerned. So I think there's a lot of potential within that IP, and I'd love to see them do something with it. But at the same time, it's like, why would you even use the IP? But you'd probably be better off using the characteristics that came along with the IP and creating a new IP. But I think that would be a cool little game to make. So I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think that's a cool idea.
Well, there's probably about 50,000 other IPs I'd probably rather they went back to first.
Yeah, like what?
Crimson Skies.
PGR, Banjo.
Yeah, PGR.
Like 50,000 of Rare's IPs, Mech Assault, Mech Commander.
Yeah, I would like to see Mech Assault.
Okay, Mech Assault. Mech Assault would be a good one to go back to, because we don't have any really great mech games right now. So
I don't know, like Cameo, Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. No one gives a shit about Perfect Dark.
No, but you do it differently.
People talk about Perfect Dark like it's this classic IP, but does anyone really want to play a new Perfect Dark? Do you want to play a first-person shooter called Perfect Dark, or do you want to play a stealth game called Perfect Dark? In which case, why would you even use the Perfect Dark IP?
Because reboots are all the thing, and there's nothing to say that they couldn't still be first-person.
But would you want it to be like traditional Perfect Dark, or would you want it to be a stealth game?
I'd want it to be like a secret agent stealth game, which is cinematic, which is what Ken Lobb has sort of said. Yeah. But everybody loves reboots these days, so I don't see why. But like Cameo, it could be interesting. I don't know, Banjo's been dead for over half a decade.
Yeah, those are all stronger IPs for sure, so I could understand going back to them.
PGR,
but the reason I said something like Azaric...
PGR.
Yeah. Well, PGR, there's no need for it. Like, what need does it fill?
Kudos.
I mean,
a genuine arcade racer.
Yeah, but you kind of get that with Forza Horizon.
No, but you don't, feel like Forza Horizon, you have to make something that isn't built directly off of the Forza stuff.
But it dips into the same pool of players. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
It doesn't. 'Cause it's a track racer.
Yeah, I kind of feel like something like Perfect Dark makes more sense, just because if you go with the stealth genre, there's not a lot of games there.
And I would argue,
say Perfect Dark.
Well, I'd argue that Forza Horizon has track racing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a PGR substitute. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Gran Turismo has rally racing in it, starting with the third game. But is it really a rally game, and does it really fill that need for someone who wants to play a rally game? Exactly. So.
But I mean, like Forza Motorsport has F1 cars in it. You could totally do it, but you'd still want an F1 game.
Yeah. So, well, there's my answer. So let's go on to the next question. Well, the next question is for Tim, and Tim's not here, so I say we skip it and come back to it next podcast. The question following is for Dustin, so we'll answer that. If Microsoft decided that they must have a Gears spin-off title, what genre would you like them to do? Dustin.
I want it to be Gears of War in planes.
What do you mean in planes?
I want Crimson Skies Gears of War.
What, do you put chainsaws on the nose of the planes?
It would work in that universe.
No,
Just
it
think
wouldn't.
about it.
Another question: do the planes bleed when they are chainsawed?
Yeah, oil
No.
and fuel.
Yeah, they bleed oil and fuel until you hit the corpse, and then you'll
No,
see
no, no,
their
no, no.
bodies get ripped in half.
Do they bleed blood? Is it like? Do you see guts and stuff coming out of these
Well, on
planes?
the
like they're
Lamin side,
living
you
devices?
do because theirs are living devices. So yes.
I think that'd be pretty cool, actually. If the planes were like pieces of meat, if they were
Now
organic.
this is like a $15 game. This is not a $60 title we're talking about here.
Yeah, but we're talking chainsaws on the nose of planes, and as you cut into other planes, blood and guts pour out. These are like living
Yes.
planes, so there's some real there's some real deep shit going on here.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the Blood Wake / I don't know. It's gonna be an insane game that nobody would ever actually make. But my whole thing is flight games have kind of disappeared. We don't have flight games anymore. Like the genres.
So your solution is to take an IP.
It's taking an IP that's established that people will fucking buy for no matter what reason and get a genre back and revitalize that genre. It's like people that said, why would you ever want to play an RTS version of Halo? Halo's fine the way it is. Fuck Halo Wars. And then Halo Wars came out. And it was like, wow, this is fucking great.
I can't help but feel that Halo as an RTS is a very different proposition to a Gears
of War
flight simulator.
It's not a simulator. It's an arcade flight game.
Okay, a flight arcade game. I feel
It's
like
not the same thing. If you're going to fucking bitch about Forza Horizon 2 not being arcadey enough, you cannot bust my balls on this one right here, Steve.
I'll bust whatever I want. Bitch.
Tim can bust balls. Tim puts needles through his balls, so he can bust any balls easily.
But that's not Tim, that's Steve.
Yeah, I'm drunk. Tim, Steve, they're all generic names. They sound the same to me when I'm drunk. Now, a name like Vernon, that stands out, you know?
Well, does it?
That's just a terrible excuse for my ultimate fuck up.
Can I answer this Gears of War question?
No.
You know what? I'll give you the rest of my time on the floor.
In terms of actual genuine Gears spin-off possibilities, an RTS that covered the Pendulum Wars and also the Locust, so you had like 3 factions, or even, I suppose, 4 technically, could be awesome. And if they did like
So what you're saying, just real quick, is you believe Gears needs to follow the footsteps of Halo to actually be successful?
No, I just think that the way that the Gears universe is set up and the universe that they've done, it would just fit an RTS. The fact that Halo did it first is entirely, there's nothing Gears can do about the fact that Halo came 5 years before it.
Maybe Gears can try, doing its own thing.
Well, and your answer to that is an arcade flight game.
I think I have supporters for my arcade flight game.
Hey,
Chris, would you play it?
Fucking A right, I would.
Vern,
Well,
would you fucking chainsaw a plane in half?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Would that get you excited if at E3 you saw a plane fly in and just cut another plane in half? And blood
With a
and guts pop
chainsaw
out?
on the nose of it and cutting another plane in half, and that other plane crying as its blood and guts dripped out of it? Fuck yeah.
And Coltrane on the back end of it just going, woo!
We're like, woo!
Well, you know what you could do is you could have skins, and Snoopy in his fucking doghouse could be a guest character.
I'm down.
Oh no, I'm not agreeing with Snoopy being in a Gears game. I'm sorry.
I think a bloody version of Snoopy needs
why
to
are
be
you
done.
people trying to kill my favorite franchise?
Yeah, Snoopy, that's too far. That's too far. I'm okay with the planes with chainsaws on the nose cutting other planes in half as they scream and blood and guts pour out. But once we bring in Snoopy, that's jumping the shark.
Now, what about Zeppelins? If this game had Zeppelins, would you be down, Steve? With big Tesla coils shooting electrical...
It sounded like you said testicles and not Tesla coils.
Yeah. With testicles in the air.
Just drooping.
I'm not winning you over, Steve, am I?
I think Steve left. Godspeed, Steve Rules.
Should we move on to the next question?
Oh,
It's pretty
Steve
long.
is Steve.
Oh, he is
we
buffering.
lost
Oh,
him.
he's
Yeah.
dot right now. All right, well that's good though.
We
So
really
we can move
made it
on to the
bad.
next question. Okay, so the next question is for Jason. Can't answer. We're gonna have to wait until the next time he's on. We got another question for Eric. Who knows
Let's do
when?
Eric's. I want Eric's now. I love this because I'll answer
Actually,
for Eric.
Eric's is an easy answer. All right. I think you guys know what to do when I ask this question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know exactly what to do when I ask this question.
Uh-huh.
How are you doing, Eric? If I was having a conversation about Crackdown, would you A, join in the conversation about Crackdown, B, talk about Killer Instinct?
God, Eric's fucking smart. Listen to him.
Yeah,
I love Eric.
Silence, it works.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. No,
I'm here.
So I think we'll keep the answer at that on no bones. All right. How are we doing with Steve? Is he coming back anytime soon, or try calling him again or something? I wonder if he lost his internet.
Says he's online. Well, add him.
It's online? Okay, let's see if he answers. Hopefully we can get him back in. Do you want to move on to the next question?
Yes. To the next question.
Well, the next question is about the Xbox Uncut crew, and Steve's part of that. So let me move on to the one after. All right? Well, this one's for the Wicked Soul. So, how are you doing, Wicked Soul? Who is the worst active AAA publisher out there right now? Okay, so first off, we're on a delay, so we have to wait until Wicked Soul actually writes in Twitch.
You would think this would be a Steve question. You would really think that. But you don't give it to Steve. You give it to somebody as brilliant and as decisive as the Wicked Soul. It's a gutsy move.
Should we answer this while we wait for his response?
Activision.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, because you look at someone like Electronic Arts, and they're actually making some decent steps lately with EA Access, and also, you know, they hired Jade Raymond to make the studio. They got Amy Hennig at Visceral. They're doing some good stuff, and they're putting out some good games. You look at the Plants vs. Zombies games; those are really high quality. You got BioWare, who still is a developer for them, and they're putting out some good games. So it's hard to say, hey, EA, you're the worst. I mean, maybe you have a valid point if you're talking about business practices, but even then, they're coming around, you know. Ubisoft, they have their issues because all their games have become homogenized into this Ubisoft game where you have like the same things that happen in every single one of their games. But even then, I mean, they're pretty consistent with good games coming out over a long period of time, so it's hard to hate them. But then you look at Activision, all right? And what does Activision do besides, you know, put out games you really don't care about in a lot of ways? I mean, I do enjoy Destiny, but what I'm hearing about Destiny 2, not that excited about. And I don't like how they've kind of given up support on the Taken King right now. Like, we're not getting any real expansions for that until Destiny 2 comes out. And now it looks like Destiny 2 is going to be delayed. So the way they've handled that is not good. Call of Duty, I mean, they made a good decision with putting, you know, 3 teams within the Call of Duty franchise, so at least you're getting some freshness there. But at the same time, it's still COD every single time, and it's getting a little tiresome. You look at something like Skylanders, and who gives a shit about Skylanders? You look at what they did with Tony Hawk, and they really screwed up that franchise. At least Blizzard. Is Blizzard part of Activision still, or what happened with that? I actually don't know what's going on with that right now.
I think
they're still part of Yeah, but at least Blizzard's kind of their own entity, so it's hard to count them within Activision. But
well, because
I guess
Blizzard prints money, that's why they can do whatever they want.
And they take the time to make sure their games are good before they come out. I guess except with Diablo 3, but even then they fixed Diablo 3, so it's hard to be It's hard to be too critical of Blizzard, but they're still a good developer. But overall, I would probably give it to Activision, like Dustin said.
I agree.
I mean, it just feels stagnant as always. Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, did you see that brand new Activision game, Fern? It looks so awesome. Like, I never have that experience with them.
I haven't skipped the Call of Duty since World at War, and I have no desire to play Black Ops 3. None.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the story. I mean, everybody said the story was garbage, but I just
No, but it's the
more
franchise
plot.
fatigue.
It's just
Right. So
what
Wicked
we talking
Soul.
about?
Oh, Steve's
Oh,
back.
hey,
Good.
Steve.
Hi.
Steve, we
were
were
at-
talking about your inhibition to be here for the podcast, and
No, we weren't. We actually asked. There was a question for Wicked Soul about the worst AAA publisher, and he actually responded. He said that he thinks it's Activision, just like we think. So
Yeah, well, it is Activision, unquestionably.
Yeah.
They are cynical. They are lazy. They do absolutely nothing to push anything. They make so much money off CODs and Skylanders and everything else, and yet they make no new IPs themselves. They're just factories. They come up with crap like Tony Hawk and that.
and what's happening with
Awful
Destiny too?
remaster.
I just mentioned. So when you were
Yeah.
off,
But although, to be fair, I think that's more likely to be Bungie's fault than Activision's.
I
No, I'm
imagine
gonna
it's a
blame
bit
it
of
on
both.
Activision. It's easier that way. I blame Activision. Steve,
Well,
I just got to ask
Activision-
you a quick question.
Sorry, go on.
Are we good for your audio? Still?
Yes. I did say something about Gears after, and then when I realised it quit, so you might need to go and edit it, but it has still been running.
Well, that's good.
So
Okay,
at this
so-
point in the podcast, if you heard Steve and whoever talking at the exact same time, probably Vern. It's because I didn't catch it.
Okay, next question. We can move on. This is addressed to the Xbox Uncut crew, which is us. What games? Well, first off, how are you doing, Xbox Uncut crew?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you, Steve?
Well, I've been better after my internet cut out, but at least it's all back now.
Okay, that's enough. One Saint, how are you?
Splendid.
Dustin.
I've never been asked. I don't know how to respond. It feels good. Feels good.
So our answers are kind of all over the place. Old No Bones. What games will be presented at the Xbox Spring Showcasey thingy? How many Oreos am I allowed to eat in one sitting without feeling embarrassed? You haven't talked about Destiny in a while. For being a Destiny podcast, you have really been dropping the ball lately. Okay, so first off, what games will be present at the Xbox Spring Showcasey thingy? I'm going to say
it's in the
Crimson
news.
Skies.
everything that's been announced already. I don't think we're going to get any new announcements. If we do get a new announcement, it's going to be a small game. How many Oreos am I allowed to eat in one sitting without feeling embarrassed?
Wait, I
One
gotta
sleeve.
ask. Wait, stop. No, there's definitely a mathematical formula to this. Are you by yourself in the room? Second, if you're not, is it your significant other? Third, because that could bypass the first. Did you buy more than one box? Because if you have to go back up the store like an hour later because you ate the whole thing, then
That's embarrassing.
That looks embarrassing. So that's bad. But if you bought 2 boxes while you're at the store, then you're good to go. You know, you can kind of hide that fact.
Yeah.
I think you can eat all of them except for one, so you can turn around and go, "Well, I didn't eat the entire packet."
No, wait.
I think
does
that's a
anybody
good
else-
answer.
Does anybody else know that you have this box of Oreos other than the cashier clerk?
Well, then you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
embarrassment if no one else is
it's
there.
like self-guilt of, "Oh my god, I've just eaten an entire pack of Oreos," as opposed to, "Well, actually,
What
I
do you mean
didn't
that's
eat."
self-guilt? That could be a fucking accomplishment. You could be like,
Well,
I just
no, but
fucking
listen.
downed a thing of Oreos
But listen.
and a gallon of milk, and it was
Dustin.
fucking delicious.
Dustin, there's a difference between guilt and there's a difference between guilt and embarrassment. Embarrassment requires other people to be there. Guilt you can have yourself. You can't be embarrassed about yourself to yourself, I feel. Embarrassment kind of requires, by its nature, other people who know that this happened.
He is absolutely wasted, isn't he?
Yeah. I was going to totally disagree with what you just said, but
You don't
yeah, you're
agree?
wasted.
You don't think
no,
you
I-
can be embarrassed
I
by yourself?
I completely agree. I'm just letting you know.
No, but think about it. Like,
No.
if
I think you can
No.
embarrass yourself without anybody knowing. Yes.
No, I don't agree with that. That's more of
think
a
you
guilt
can.
thing. Because when I'm practicing, by myself, if I crack a high C for some reason, am I embarrassed? No one fucking heard it. It's all to
No,
myself.
but you're trying to.
Can I be upset? Can I say, oh, I probably should have done that different?
Encompassing with the word. I just don't think you should be.
That's a hard word to use. I mean, like when you're saying embarrassed, to me, I feel like there have to be other people who know the situation.
No,
now,
but
if someone
here's-
knows
wait
the
a second,
situation,
wait a second, Vern. As a person that knows about music, and you went to a bunch of people, if you started singing for the three of us,
right?
and you did something that we didn't know you fucked up on, you could still be embarrassed because you did it in front of us, but we have no fucking clue that you did anything wrong.
But it's
because of our ignorance. So you could be the only one in the loop of your problem.
Ignorance doesn't count.
It does. It does count because there's nothing to be embarrassed of because we didn't understand.
But I can feel embarrassed for a moment, and then when you guys say, "Oh no, I didn't even notice anything," and if you're really honest, and I know you're honest, well then I can feel, "Oh, all right, yeah, I'm not embarrassed." But I don't know if you're really even being honest. You might be thinking it on the inside, wow, that was really fucking bad. So I can still feel embarrassed. So by nature, if there's 3 other people in the room, it still works with my definition of embarrassment. So I think I'm still right here.
Yeah, but don't you have some sort of self-embarrassment when you look at yourself in the mirror? It's like, oh, damn, I ate 2 packages of Oreos.
No, he's saying that's guilt, not
I'm more guilt. It's more like, oh, man, I feel really bad about that. But am I embarrassed? No, because there's no one else that even knows about it. It's hard to be embarrassed.
We'll just have to agree to disagree on this one. Because we could argue the semantics.
Okay, now let's... Okay, so how are we going to answer this question then? Are we going to answer it as far as guilt or as embarrassment?
I don't think you have to. I think this is an accomplishment. You should be happy. You're just going negative.
How much do you have to eat to feel bad about? Let's rephrase it that way.
2 packs. If you have to go back to the store, you should be fucking embarrassed and guilty.
You know, that's a great answer.
Yeah, but after
as long
2
as
packs,
you
I
have,
don't think
you need to have enough Oreos to continue on until the next time you can go to the store without feeling embarrassed.
Yeah.
As long as you're at that level, I think you're okay.
Now, let's say someone else is in the room with you. Not a significant other, someone who's just a friend.
Just like a friend.
How many could you eat before you're embarrassed?
I think half a rack is as far as you can go.
It's like 4, 5, 6?
No, but this is like if somebody's taking you to lunch and they're paying for your lunch, you cannot eat more or spend more.
I'm going to say
doing
6.
it.
6 Oreos?
Yeah.
No.
If you eat 7 in front of someone, that makes you look like a pig. But 6 is like not so bad.
But here's my thing, Vern. Here's my thing. If you eat 6, Vern, and they eat 6, and they reach for a 7th, it is totally fine for you to reach for a 7th.
Well, yeah, but if there's other people who are eating,
you have to be in equilibrium. You have to be in equilibrium.
But once they put booze into the equation, so that changes things too. No, that changes things too. If you're trying to sober up, you can eat the whole fucking pack and no one cares. But you're
no. You cannot eat the whole pack. If it is a room full of people, and even if you're fucking drunk, if you eat a whole pack of Oreos, you're hearing that shit the next day, and you're going to be fucking embarrassed. That is not socially acceptable.
Yeah, but in the back of their minds, they're like, "Oh, he was drunk, though."
You think it's in the back of their minds.
If you're drinking, everything takes
okay.
precedence.
We have to set the parameters here. Okay, so you're not drunk.
Oh,
you're with a friend, not a significant other. What's acceptable? I'm going to go with 5 or 6 because 2 is consistently a serving, you know.
Half a rack. So that's like 6.
Okay. I think 6 is good.
Isn't there 12 per rack, right?
Oh, I don't know.
It's 36 altogether?
So. No, I think the packages are a little smaller now. They're like 9 or 10 per rack now or something. So.
Well, 5 or 6, whatever they are.
Okay, let's go 5.5. We'll split the difference there.
Mm-hmm. No more than 5.5, but you cannot leave half an Oreo. That's just disgusting.
No, unless you have a significant other, which isn't there in this case, as far as our parameters are concerned.
But
so I'm going to go with 6.
If you have a significant other, you can twist the last Oreo and share.
That's a good answer.
That's also being nice, too.
I like what Sunderland wrote in chat. Man, I didn't realize Oreo eating etiquette was so in-depth. It's the Xbox Uncut podcast, man.
Oreo's a serious business.
They really are.
Wait, there's one other qualifier that we didn't go over. If you have the marshmallow crisp Oreos, eat as many as you want, because those fuckers are delicious. I don't know if you had the marshmallow ones. The marshmallow ones are the best Oreos to me.
I'm not gonna say they're the best, but in milk, with the milk pairing, they are by far the best.
It is like the marshmallow Oreos are.
They just fall apart in your mouth.
At that point, especially,
candy.
I just want to throw it out there real quick. There's only one other qualifier. If it's your first time having marshmallow Oreos, it is acceptable to have like a whole package.
But you can't go for that second because then you'll be embarrassed because you're going to buy unless you bought the two in advance. If you bought the two in advance, well then you go for that second package.
I think it's rather presumptuous that someone would only buy 2 packs at a time.
Oreos are
very
expensive
rarely buy like.
I would
more
buy
than
one at a
pack.
time generally.
Well, they were. Well, for example, recently they were on special offer in the United Kingdom, and my dad bought like 6 packs for me.
Have you guys tried the new cinnamon ones? I haven't tried them yet.
Me neither.
No.
And they look really good. They're cinnamon bun Oreos, and they actually have cinnamon cookies with the cinnamon bun topping inside.
Hey, speaking of Oreos, do you guys remember the Oreo cereal? Is that still around?
It might be.
Does that count?
I think they keep bringing it back. No, that doesn't count.
I loved Oreo cereal.
No, that doesn't count.
I love
Steve,
cereal.
how did you?
Well, but we can change the question. How many boxes is embarrassing?
I think you could have 3 bowls of cereal before it's embarrassing.
No, it's 2.
Really?
It's 2.
No,
I was going to say 2.
2 large bowls.
No,
No,
wait. It
3.
depends on the size of this bowl.
I said large. I did put that qualifier in there.
Just
I
like a
think
standard-
3. I think 3's fair though. Okay, let's see. You think of a Thanksgiving dinner, all right? You go and you get a full plate of shit, right? And then you're like, I'm going to go for a second helping. So you get more stuff. Now, if you go for that third helping, you're going a little far, right?
Yeah, but that's dinner. We're talking
Yeah,
cereal.
but you're
and
going a
snacks.
little far. So when you go to that third one, it's like, well, wait, that's not acceptable.
Okay,
Look,
but
I'm
what if
just
you're
gonna throw
using
it out
almond
there.
milk? It's acceptable.
Wait a second. Wait a second. We gotta back this up.
I think we
There's a
should move on.
difference. No, there's a difference in sizes of people. Me personally, I need like 2.5, 3 bowls. I'd have 3 bowls. I'm a big guy. I cannot
growing,
survive.
man.
Yeah, I cannot survive on like 200 calories, like Steve from SteveRules.com. That Ethiopian, like he's just skinny as a rail. Like I can't do that. I can't. I'm a big guy. I'm American. I gotta have that 3 bowls.
Steve's not skinny. He's fit. He
Thank
works
you, Matt.
out. He goes to the gym.
Yeah,
I
you
hear
can
him
be
talking about
fit
the
and-
gym.
Yeah, we hear a lot of things, but
He's not American like us. We're not fit. We're American.
Sunderland wants to know, what about an all-you-can-eat restaurant? How many
It's all
plates
you
is
can eat.
acceptable?
Doesn't matter.
Look.
There's no limit.
Until
Wait a
you are
second.
sick.
Well, there's
Wait a
no reason to
second.
be embarrassed
Look,
with all you
there's
can
no-
eat. Everyone's.
I'm with Vern because everybody is there for all you can eat. You are literally allowed 6 plates, but no more than 6. Because over 6, you're kind of like overdoing it, and I think you
Well,
have problems. But 6 plates.
Well, if we're talking all you can eat and embarrassment, the only embarrassing thing is actually walking out of the place and being spotted from someone you know who actually isn't going there.
What about a Brazilian steakhouse where it's it's all meat, so it's no carbs. I mean, how many pieces?
Right. If you're like on an Atkins
No, but
diet
here's
or
the
on a
thing.
keto diet, well, then that's fine.
People on keto diets will automatically say, and I've lost 100 pounds on a keto diet. You are far less able to eat the amount of meat as you are, like, if you went to, like, Golden Corral and ate, like, 20 fucking baskets of bread.
Yeah, it's just disgusting.
It's harder to eat 20 pounds of meat because your body's going to be like, nope, I'm done after, like, the second steak. Like, you just can't do it.
I don't know. They bring them at Brazilian steakhouses. They bring meat out on swords, and it just makes you happy. You see them coming out with the sword, cutting off meat.
No, but protein actually fills you up faster than a carbohydrate does.
Oh
So-
yeah, but it's still delicious.
No, but I just don't think you're going to be able to get through 6
It's not as
plates of meat.
embarrassing,
Should
though,
we
even.
should we move on?
No, I need to know, have you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse, Steve?
I don't even know what a Brazilian steakhouse is.
That's sad.
That's why you need to come to America.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do so many things, Steve.
Didn't he said he'd never had a burrito one time, right?
Oh my god.
That's just.
Look, let me tell you, the burritos are delicious by themselves, but once you take the burrito and then you turn it into a
Jeez.
breakfast burrito with shrimp in it and fucking, oh my god.
You get the cheese and the bacon and the sausage and the peppers and the onions.
Don't like peppers, and if you come near me with onions, I will cut you.
Oh man, you have terrible taste in food.
I think you need a 600 second ban.
Yeah, you might need a little 600-second ban there. That's true. I'm feeling it.
Vern, what you're
We're off the
feeling
rails.
is too much rum.
No, I mean, you just said you don't like onions and peppers, and these are things that are spices that actually flavor foods to be good.
Maybe because Steve is, from across the pond, as they say, they don't, saute anything in butter or fat or anything that makes.
He's not across the pond. He's deep down in the pond where he belongs.
Yeah. Don't come over here, Steve. Stay over
There you
there.
go. The chat is saying we should move on. Let's move on to the last
Okay.
part. of the letter,
Hey, Wicked,
please.
I gotta know, Wicked. What's your favorite barbecue place, Wicked?
Oh,
Like, where do you...
Okay, we gotta move on. Okay, this last question is: how are you doing? To who?
Chris.
It has to be Eric. It has to be an Eric question.
No,
No,
do
it could be God.
You've missed out the bottom part of his letter about Destiny.
Oh yeah, Destiny. Well, we talked about Destiny actually,
Was
so
that
we
one
we didn't drop the ball when we were talking about Activision. I talked about Destiny.
Well, I wasn't here for that, so you can't pin
But
that
then,
on me.
but then you meant. I mean, we talked about Destiny once you dropped back in. I mentioned that I talked about Destiny, so that's twice we talked about Destiny.
And we're going to be talking about it later as well.
We are. So this is definitely a Destiny podcast. So you don't have to worry, old no bones. We're all good.
Oh yeah.
Destiny's still limited to 5 minutes. All right.
Unless it's bitching, in which I demand that it's 7.
Okay, so this last question is for anyone because it's got a whole bunch of underscores. Like, I mean, this is how are you doing, anyone? The question is there a genre missing from modern gaming that you would love to return in glorious fashion?
More side scrollers that are unique.
Flight simulators. Arcade flight simulators with chainsaws. It needs to happen. I know I've already talked about it, but we need flight sims back. I want a flight game.
Honestly, I can't think of a genre that hasn't been
3D
revisited.
platformers.
That would be the closest thing, but we're kind of getting them soon. I mean, that's going to happen. It's not like it won't happen. So that's a hard question for me to answer because I don't feel like we're really lacking any particular genres. I want new genres. That'd be cool. But that's about it. So 3D platformers for you, Steve. What'd you say, one say? 2D?
2D platformers.
And Dustin?
Arcade flight games.
Okay, I do have one I can think of. I want more like true arcade racers. I would love another game, like a Daytona or a Sega Rally, And we don't have those. And I'm not talking, games like Project Gotham Racing or Forza Horizon 2, which have a little more arcade qualities to them. I'm talking like a real arcade game that has like 4 or 5 fucking tracks. Sell it to me for $10. Give it some great controls and make me want to just keep getting my times higher and higher. I would love something like that.
Just go and buy Ridge Racer on PS Vita.
I don't want to play on a Vita. I want to play on my Xbox.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just share luck then.
Exactly. That's
Look,
why we need more of them.
You upset Chris, Steve. You upset Chris.
I didn't upset anybody.
No, you didn't upset him. He probably just went to go take a poop or something. We'll ask
He
him
went
when
to
he
go
comes back.
eat a 4th bowl of cereal, and he felt
embarrassed.
awful. He felt embarrassed.
He was
Because of
like,
Steve.
I had 3 already, and I don't want them to know I had 4. Okay, this letter's just going way too long. I gotta get to another letter. This one is from Wingman, but that's spelled Weeng, man. He also goes by Brandon. I don't know which one he wants to go by. But
Go by Brandon.
Oh, Brandon. Twitter is okay. His Twitter is Wingman, but his name is Brandon. He says, "Hey guys, love the show. You're doing an amazing job. Well, thank you. As I follow what Phil Spencer has been doing since taking over Xbox, I've noticed something. Phil seems to be taking the Xbox in a direction where it's more like Nintendo. He seems to be focusing on exclusive titles that Xbox fans will always look for and buy versus third-party games like Sony. So far, it seems to be working with all the holiday exclusives, selling over 1 million copies. Do you guys agree? And if so, do you think this is a good route to take, seeing how Sony is still selling tons on consoles with little to no exclusives? P.S. Shout out to Tim Dog. Hope to see you at E3 this year, since I didn't catch you there last year. Brandon. So what do you guys think?
Well, Phil has literally said that he wants to be more like Nintendo. So, and that obviously seems to thing, and he's big on first party, and they want to they're owning all of their franchises coming out this year except for Gigantic, which they didn't fully fund, so that's why they don't own it. So yeah, I mean that seems to be the plan. I do think that perhaps a more literal take on Nintendo is that Nintendo do 90% of their development internally. They've got massive internal structure, and whilst Microsoft do have more, I've said before that I think they need more studios internally.
But do you really want to be in that position like Nintendo where you have to do 90% internally? That's the thing. So,
I don't think they're going to ever be in that position. I think they're
me neither.
Have great relationships with their third parties. But they do have a strong first party, and they're going to continue to push their first party and invest in those studios. But I don't think they're ever going to put themselves in Nintendo's position. Nintendo put themselves in that position.
Yeah.
Third parties didn't go, fuck Nintendo. They went, wow, that hardware is awful. Everybody else is moving this way. We're not going to spend the resources on development.
I think what Phil Spencer wants is to be able to thrive with first person only in the times where they have to. I think that's why he said he wants to be more like Nintendo. Obviously they still want that third party support. But if they're in a position like they are right now where they are the underdog, it's really nice to have a strong first party in order to supplement the games they can't get. So, I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to it.
I got one thing to say. Chris, you shouldn't have been embarrassed. You could have ate the fourth bowl of cereal on screen. We would have been cool.
That's true.
I wouldn't have judged. I would have.
Well, Steve, you're a prick.
Well, it's like.
And by the way, Steve, that was a large bowl, okay? A fourth large bowl, okay?
Yeah, what are we talking about bowls here? Are we talking like a regular sized bowl, or are we talking like one of those giant glass bowls where you can see the milk in it and everything?
Giant glass bowl.
A regular bowl.
A giant glass bowl, that's a one bowl minimum.
Yeah. You can just go bigger and bigger. That way you don't have to feel embarrassed at all, That's
I
awesome.
only had one bowl. It took 3 boxes to fill, but I had one bowl.
Yeah. It was a punch bowl, but it was a bowl.
Still counts.
Okay, last question. This one is from Wicked Soul. He writes, to save Dustin from the clowns, what's the best place to meet cute young women? Hugs. Wicked Soul.
AA meeting.
Well, Wicked. That's a good place to start. Oh wow, that's terrible. But that's a good place. That's a good place to start, Wicked Soul. You wrote the hugs there. That shows you want to like hug people and share your love. So that's always a great thing. But as far as where to meet young women,
I think AA meetings are an awful idea because they will relapse and end up throwing bottles at your house. So don't do that. AA meetings are bad.
Yeah, you want to go where someone's stable.
You want to go, not stable is not the only thing. Like, you need to go, to a meeting where, somebody just lost their significant other and then pry on them.
Jesus.
Right, because they're grieving. So they don't necessarily, they're not going to go and drink a whole lot or do drugs or anything.
But she'll give them your house, and then you don't have to worry. You just disappear.
Seriously, if you're going to prey on someone, that's a good idea.
I do not condone this.
No, I don't condone it either. But if you're going to prey on someone, that's the better person to prey on than someone who's an alcoholic.
Who's drunk. Because they might just, stab you, midway, because they're just
That's
drunk.
true. It's true. But as far as best place to meet cute young women, honestly, being in, a university or college or something like that, that's always the best place to find people because often it's... you're going to meet people who are sharing the same interests you have because you'll likely be interacting with people in your classes who are interested in the same thing you are. So that's the best place, honestly. Now, if you're going out of school, That's a hard one, man.
Look, can I give another awful answer?
I was thinking of something really bad too.
So,
I gotta hear these.
Fresh.
I was gonna say the Chloroform store.
Similar interests, right? If you walk into someone else who's looking for chloroform, well, you're both that type of person.
You'll be like,
so.
huh?
Well, let's chloroform each other and have a good time.
I don't remember what happened last night, but wow. All right. Crackdown. There you go.
No, but like best places to meet. I mean, that's a really tough one.
Like about 2 a.m, go to your local, like just dark alley. You'll find somebody special.
I guess it depends what you like. Let's say you're a big fan of produce and organic foods. Well, go to Whole Foods. Go to a food market or something like that.
And you can rip the dollar out of the starving child's mouth.
Then you'll find another hippie that you get along with. If you're a hippie. Let's say you like. I guess if you like certain types of music. Let's say you like classical music. Well, go to a. Well, no, don't go to a concert because it's going to be all old people unless you're into old people. So.
Yeah, he said young. He said young.
Yeah, we're focused on young here.
There's plenty of coffee bars. Like you go to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can go all kinds of places. But there's not like an exact spot. Like that's the spot you go. Like if you see a girl you like, fucking check out and see if she has a ring on. She don't, fucking go up talk to her. Fuck it.
And then show her your chloroform rag.
Yeah, if she has a ring on and you want to break up a relationship, fuck it. If she's that good looking, have at it. But
I'm sorry, I shouldn't make chloroform jokes. People might get upset.
That's essentially a rape joke.
But not really.
It is.
It's okay if you agree to being chloroformed. Hey,
it's
consensual.
I like
you like me. We both like chloroform. How about I chloroform you one night and then you chloroform me the next night?
I think that's rape.
neither one of you remembers, when you were chloroformed, but you remember chloroforming the other person, so you each get your benefit.
Oh, what are we talking about?
It's agreed to, so it's consensual.
Jesus.
Steve?
I don't think it's still... Wait, just throw it out there. I still don't think that's legally consensual.
Why
you
not?
have to be conscious during the act.
No.
So,
remember that Dave Chappelle episode where they had the...
I don't think I would take a Dave Chappelle episode for legal matters.
Okay, well, no, listen. Let's say I say to someone, you can chloroform me, and then do whatever you want.
No,
I've
you need audio
I've consented to being chloroformed and being done whatever that person wanted.
I'm isolating this audio and I'm chloroforming Vern. Listen, sir, he said it was okay.
I don't think it's... I still don't think that works that way.
Oh.
Why wouldn't it? If you agreed to it.
There is a whole subgenre of pornography called chloroform girls. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've heard about it.
This one saying,
I
did not.
I didn't either.
It all takes place in
Steve,
Germany, so it's across the
there's a rule that states that if you can think of it, there's a porn of it on the internet. So it's there. It exists.
Anyway, I think we got to move on. This letter's been going a long time, but thank you for writing in, Wicked Soul and Old No Bones and Wingman and all you people.
Thank you for saving me from the clowns, guys.
Yeah, and write us again at letters@xboxuncut.com, and we'll give you awesome answers.
Yeah.
Just like
more relationship questions that involve chloroform.
Actually, no, we probably shouldn't accept more of those.
Listen, if anybody complains, all we need to do is say
I want you to go to the store and I want you to test out. Tell me your favorite scent of chloroform. Okay.
I prefer the alcohol.
I like the lavender scented chloroform.
Here, why don't you test this one first? This one's really good. It's the only one you'll ever need to try.
It'll put you out like that.
Hey, remember that old bubble gum? That's what it smells. You can get different ones for your different significant other.
Where do you even buy chloroform?
We're not
chloroform store.
Yeah,
oh, that's right.
It's right down on the right across the street from the drugstore. It's just the chloroform store.
We already discussed this in the beginning of this conversation. It's the chloroform store. So
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Chloroform Uncut.
And you can also write your letters at letters@xboxuncut.com and let us know what you think and what your favorite chloroform is. But for now, we're going to move on to Steve. Steve. Are you there, Steve?
Steve.
I am here.
Hooray.
Steve. Release.
He got
Steve.
chloroformed.
Steve chloroformed
Let
himself.
me just get my list up.
Oh, you got a list? Steve has a list. It's a list that's not up yet, so he wasn't prepared for the end of the letters, which you knew I was going to call him. But
Well,
he's there.
Sometimes you change the order that you're doing them in. I mean, there's only a couple of releases anyway, so nothing too exciting. Or at least a couple that I'm aware of anyway. So the first one is Lego Marvel's Avengers, which is the Lego Avengers game.
I agree.
So, I mean, that could be quite interesting. It's like a full open world with Lego and stuff. I mean, I find the Lego games a bit boring personally, but there you go. And the other game is This War of Mine, which is like that sort of hit, sort of indie sort of simulation game on PC, sort of set in a war zone. So that's quite cool, and that's coming to Xbox this week as well. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you.
No problem.
I can't stop laughing.
The chat was pretty funny. Yeah,
Oh,
I just noticed
sorry.
the chat myself. So.
Yeah.
Should we go
the
through the
chat's
chat real
great.
quick?
Well, just the chloroform stuff we were talking about. So. Sunderland wrote, "Does this rag smell of chloroform to you?"
How did you know my favorite pickup line?
He can read my soul. All right. Well, what else we can read is the news for the week. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, it's probably
January
best.
2016 operating system updates finally here. First update of the year. Xbox One new features. Organized pins on the console, and pins are now usable offline. View party members before joining. Gamerscore leaderboard and install list hide function returns. Update activity feed on Xbox One. Joinable Twitch broadcast. Asterisks. Suggested friends improvements. Windows 10 new features. Compact mode for the Xbox app. New features across both platforms. Avatar store. Xbox news straight into your activity feed. Improvements to trending and suggested friends. Selected features and preview on Xbox Now. Windows 10 update due next week. Thank you, videogamer.com. So, I tried to stream the other night after this released, and I could not get me and Vern to both be able to chat through Twitch. Like, we got the options and everything, but it just, his voice didn't go through. So, that's why I said asterisks.
That's because Phil Spencer is a liar.
Yes. He's a liar.
That's why. Obviously.
But there's one thing he doesn't lie about, and that is how Halo's better than Gears.
That's true.
In chloroform.
That's true, too. I would rather play Halo and Gears than be chloroformed.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, have you ever been chloroformed? Because maybe you might enjoy it.
He doesn't
Maybe
remember.
I don't remember it.
See? Might have been a good time.
Maybe it was, but I don't know. So I still have to pick Halo and Gears over chloroform.
Yeah.
So, my question to you, Chris. You could have the most amazing night of your life, but you wouldn't remember it the next morning, would you?
Fuck yeah. Yeah,
But you'll
why
never
not?
remember it again.
Oh,
But
well.
it won't be there.
Listen, we all make mistakes.
Like,
But
And it's best
Dustin,
not to remember them.
the awesomeness still happened.
Yeah.
no, but you'll never have any recollection. It's
Listen.
like saying I read a book and then it still happened. No,
That's
you
my
didn't.
20s.
But what if you enjoyed it while reading the book still?
But you wouldn't remember doing it.
Who cares? You may have still enjoyed it during that time period.
Okay. So would you?
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Yeah.
Why not? Steve? I don't want that shit.
Steve,
I
where
mean,
are you at on the situation?
Well, I probably would.
It feels like
I
all
would-
benefit here. Where's the?
But you'll never get to remember what you did, or like you will have no idea about that. There'll be no written recollection of this. Nobody remembers. You will have the most amazing night of your life, but you'll never know.
Well, let me ask you this.
You'll
if
just
it's the
literally sign the contract for the chloroform, and you'll wake up the next morning.
Will there
Well,
be any
and supposedly-
repercussions?
But will you have people tell you that it was just the best night ever? So
No,
that at
no.
least
There's
have-
you will have no recollection. You will just lose 24 hours.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? What's 24 hours?
They will fly you to a country nobody knows to chloroform you. You'll have an amazing time and fly you back. So you'll never be told what happened, how it happened, was it awesome, anything. You just know for 24 hours. You just
So
don't
I
remember.
wake up back in my bed with no recollection.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's have
Yeah,
some.
why
So,
not?
All you
As
gotta
long as they
do-
don't wake up with an STD
Look,
or something.
all you got to do is send me $5,000. I'll fly you out. You'll have the most amazing 24 hours.
Well, why would you pay for that?
Look, there's upfront costs.
Well, if you gotta pay for it, then no, I'm not gonna agree to it.
Okay.
Yeah, but chloroform makes you pass out, so it's not really like, you're gonna have the best night ever. You would really like to need to be on like some.
No,
some
you don't get
So maybe it's like you just.
It's
you just
another
get so
drug.
trashed, it's nothing. Yeah.
Maybe you get the
that's correct.
flashy thingy like Men in Black.
We're gonna
All
roofie
right.
the fuck out of you by the end of the night, and you're just not gonna remember the whole night.
Yeah. I think we gotta move on to more Xbox news.
How did we even get onto this?
Chloroform. January 2016 backwards compatibility update. New games for everyone right now. Age of Swings, Age of Booty, Counter-Strike Go, Jeremy MacArthur's Off-Road, Sam and Max Save the World, Skullgirls, Small Arms, Soul Calibur, Space Giraffe, and The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings.
I didn't know Witcher 2 had a subtitle.
Well, it's actually Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition.
Well, somebody fucking didn't put it in the show notes, okay? I'm not going to point
Well,
fingers.
I just copied the list of Major Nelson. You want to talk to that punk?
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Tweet him.
What's TW2 stand for?
Witcher 2.
Witcher 2?
Witcher 2? Oh, okay. It's also free in select regions until the 5th of February, and future new titles will be added to backwards compatibility as soon as they are ready, rather than one big monthly update.
That's
I like
really
that.
good. I like that they're just gonna release it, and I think it also puts less pressure on them to have like these big lists. If people just see, oh well, when's the next backwards compatibility update? Oh, well, we got a game last week or yesterday. So I wonder if they've done it so they can spend a bit more time optimizing each title without having.
And you need
I
far
think-
less games, too.
big-
I think
big
also the
gaps.
reason why they're doing it that way is so people don't complain. Because if you have a list of 20 games and realistically they're all shit, people are going to complain about it. But if you sprinkle in some good ones here and there, it's all right. I like
No,
that.
but also, if you have a list of like 15 games that you're going to release this month, if they come out every other day, that's a game every other day. Nobody's going to be like, where's the 100? It's like, hey, tomorrow you're getting another game. Hey, the day after that, 2 days after that, 2 days after. Like, you can just spread it out so there's this even spread.
I have to download Aegis Wing. That game was fun, man.
I have it. I never played it.
It got me through my listening exam back when I was in my graduate.
I
Education.
couldn't get through that exam because I had chloroform. But
No, that exam was rough, man. There were so many things I had to be able to identify that I just never heard of. And I had a friend, and the two of us were like, how are we going to study for this? I said, I have the perfect idea, man. We're just going to find a game that requires no thought whatsoever, and we're just going to play it constantly while we're listening to all our different pieces and identifying it. And we did that. We started at like maybe 8 or 9 in the morning. We went all the way until like 7 or 8 at night. And all we did was play Aegis Wing while we were listening to all these classical music pieces. And the next day when we took the listening exam, we aced it, and it worked great. It was a great idea. So yeah, that game has a
in this
special
day
place in
and
my heart.
age, what game would that be? Would it still be Agent, or like do you think something like Minecraft could do?
Minecraft, you kind of have to think about building stuff. Aegis Wing, it's all about just responding. You're not actually being creative at all. You're just responding to what's happening on the screen. So, I don't know what would be.
I think Geometry Wars would be my game like that.
Geometry Wars would be perfect for something like that. Yeah, it's all about reflexes. You're not really thinking. So it's a good thing.
I disagree. Geometry Wars
background
is definitely a thinking game. There's a ton of strategy involved. That's how you get to become number one, like I was back in 2008.
That's all hearsay. There's no screenshot.
Streets of Rage.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a photo somewhere.
Streets of Rage is another good game. Games where you don't have to think and it's all about Twitch gaming, they're perfect for that because
I would say Grand Theft Auto 5, just tooling around the area, not really doing a mission. That's what I like. Dude, when I come home from work and I have a shitty day at work, there's nothing better than to just take your mind off of shit with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, but the reason I was saying something like Aegis Wing is because it's just all about response.
Right.
And you're leaving the parts of your brain that you use for identification like open, and that's why it kind of worked for us. So it would have to be something that's just all about Twitch gaming. Honestly, something like Super Mario Brothers would work. One of those old classic Nintendo games where you don't really have to think too much, and it's all just about reacting to what's on screen. So I can't think about anything currently that would be like that, though, other than like some indie games.
Well,
maybe like a rhythm game,
like an Endless Runner or something, like Cannibal or something.
Yeah, Endless Runners would be perfect.
Or like Crossy Road. It's very similar. And what's that Pac-Man game? Pac-Man 165?
Yeah, I don't know, but games are awesome. Like if I ever have to memorize an Oreo or a whole lot of music, if I play a game, it kind of takes up a different space in my brain to where I can just focus on other things. So it's great for stuff like that. But that's why Aegis Wing is just a special place in my heart. So I gotta play that again.
So it was asked in chat, and we're gonna do it right now. Fern, give me your best Christopher Walken's impression.
Oh, I can't do that.
Just do it. Do it!
I gotta have more cowbell.
Chris,
let me actually preface my impression with this little story real quick. So I don't know if you guys know who Jay Moore is, but he's a stand-up comedian actor. He was on the Jim Rome show one time talking about how he was doing a scene with Christopher Walken, and there's these birds in the background constantly making noise during Jay Moore's lines. And Jay Moore went to pick up a rock and throw it at the birds, and Christopher Walken goes, "Don't do that. They might have babies." End scene. Thank you.
Steve?
How am I supposed to do a Christopher Walken impression?
However you have to.
With your
got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Oh.
I can't do that.
There was a mouse, and he was in a butter.
He was drowning.
Oh yeah, milk. That's what it is.
He kept going.
Kicking his little
until
legs.
He turned that butter into cream, and he ate his way out.
Okay, these are bad impressions. We gotta move on.
They're all awful. Yeah,
terrible.
It's just terrible.
This podcast is
terrible.
Just off rails.
I got a fever. There's only
fever.
one cure.
Chloroform.
Chloroform. Yeah, that's it.
There's only one prescription. Chloroform.
Oh. You pass out.
Well,
you get a rag on your face.
I think at this point we have a podcast title. It's going to be
Chloroform.
No, it's just Chlora, and then it's just going to end.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Okay.
All right.
No more Christopher Walken.
Nah, the episode title's got to be "Does this smell like chloroform?"
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not great at impressions, Prophecy. I don't know if anybody here is.
No.
Like, we could all do Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions for the rest of the show. Get down now!
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! Get down!
Steve
Put the cookie down now! That's my cookie!
Like that son of a bitch. So Xbox guys, huh?
Yeah, this media event. Tell me about it, Dustin.
The Xbox One and Windows 10 media event.
I'll get to there with a chopper.
Get to the chopper. It's
See
being
where you
held on
are.
February 25th in San Francisco.
Oh, jeez.
It's my kind of town.
Well,
Phil Spencer will feature in at the event. I can't do it.
okay, no, we gotta.
Yeah, hands-on opportunities with the best games and experiences launching this spring on Xbox One and Windows 10.
Ooh.
Titles launched this spring and likely to be at the event: Killer Instinct Season 3, Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, Quantum Break, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Windows 10, maybe, Fable Legends, Gears of War 4 Multiplayer Beta. No indication as yet of new game unveils, announcements, or anything similar, but not impossible to happen.
I think it'll happen.
Insane.
There will be one new game that we do not expect, and we're gonna be like, holy shit! And Tim's gonna go crazy on Twitter, and NeoGAF's gonna lose their shit.
Okay,
It's gonna be like, get down!
if
now!"
it really is a holy shit announcement, why would they announce it here and not at E3? If you got a
Show
holy
Sony
shit,
with their shitty PSX
tons of
events.
games. They have tons of games. They've already delayed one of them. They need to actually pop the. Hey, if we got something else before E3, it's going to be a new. It's going to be like a $20. Like, this is our exclusive hands-on to. I don't know, something.
yeah,
Yeah, but
have
they've
hard
got
time
so
with-
many games that presumably that are going to be at this event anyway. They would. Why would you?
and it's not a
overshadow-
conference.
Why
Are they
would
even
you
streaming
No.
this
I
live?
think it's good. Huh?
Let me finish. Why would you overshadow something when you're presumably going to show off the Gears 4 multiplayer because the beta's soon? Things like Killer Instinct, Quantum Break, Fable Legends. At best, I think they would probably show Recore because that is something that I think would probably overshadow those other things. But
You mean
otherwise, I don't see why
side-scroller
you would.
Recore?
Pardon?
I said, do you mean the side-scroller Recore?
So
It's not a
Recore's
side
It's
scroller.
a side scroller. It's going
I
to be
know
a
it's
light
not.
game. It's a side scroller until it turns
It's
into
a side-scroller where you hit exclamation points and you get, instead of a fire finger, you get like a fire foot. It's kind of like
Not a
Mario.
side scroller.
It's a point-and-click adventure game, and
Ooh,
it's
well, that
just
would
how
be
it's
good.
going to be.
You point to the orb, you tell your pal to go to it. I like that.
It's a point-and-click flight simulator.
Well, also they're going to say that it's changed developers and it's gone to Telltale.
It's a
Yeah.
Chloroform Best Night Ever simulator.
So I want you to imagine this: you're in a cockpit of a plane, right, Vern? And you put on the breather, like the air mask, but it's chloroform.
Am I piloting?
Yes, of course.
Well,
Take a deep breath. Get ready for
why
this
would I
adventure.
ever want to imagine that happening? Because that would likely mean I would die.
No, but this is a video game. So the best part of this thing is we only have to produce the video game long enough to get to a black screen.
But why would I want to play that if it's over real quick?
Well,
when
we
the
sell
game-
it with AdSense. We don't have to actually. I'm trying to make money here, Vern. I'm trying to make money.
But you
I
would
just don't want
be
to put much effort into
you'd be
this.
assuming that the person playing the game would agree to use chloroform at that moment. Otherwise, they would feel ripped off.
Well, yeah, because if you buy the
wouldn't have a
game, you're
choice.
going to know you're going to get chloroformed in it.
It would say like hold X to pay your respects. And
Well,
then
would
press
this
Y
be
to
like-
chloroform.
Would this be like an Oculus Rift game or something?
Oh, of
where they
course.
act-
It's going to be
where
just
they-
like.
Well,
Would
what you
they-
didn't know... Go ahead, Vern, I'm sorry.
Would they include chloroform, like a chloroform adapter, into the Oculus Rift headset that would go off at the same time as the point in the game?
I think we could do something. We'll put it under our smell-o-vision plans.
And then if you like gave it a bad review, would you be like, would the criticism or the defense be, well, did you chloroform yourself? Because
Well,
if you
my
tried to play it
question-
without the chloroform, you wouldn't get the real experience.
But like our smell-o-vision experience, you'll plug it into the USB port on the Xbox, and it'll fill the room with the scent, and the scent's gonna be chloroform.
What if you play it with someone else, like at the same time, who doesn't even know the game exists? You know, like because you're in your own world on this headset and you're chloroforming your friends.
Do we really need to keep going through
it's
the
a share
chloroform thing? I feel like it's pretty played out at this point.
Well, that's what me and Dustin do. We'll move on.
I just love to take a joke and grind it down to the very, very end of it, and then I'd like to take it and stab it at somebody.
So, is anyone actually excited about this Xbox and Windows 10 media event? Personally, I don't know if I am.
I am.
I am, because this makes complete sense that they would do something like this, because they always do drips and drabs of information. It's just, hey, here's one event and there's going to be these games, announced games on, not expecting new stuff, but hey, here's a bunch of stuff, for Quantum Break, which is out in 6 weeks. Presumably Gears 4 multiplayer beta is going to be there. If you care about Fable Legends, if you're interested in Oreo Definitive Edition, Killer Instinct, cool.
You know what? I have a prediction. We're going to see the Xbox Slim Quantum Break Edition.
No.
Don't tell me no, Steve. You don't know.
I have a
I
prediction.
do know.
I have a prediction.
I can guarantee it to you that it will not be there.
So what happens if it actually does?
Then he has to put needles through his balls.
Yeah. Camera.
Then I will do a podcast with my webcam.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
That's
you
a good
do
bet.
a podcast with your webcam. What if you're right? What does Steve Rules get out of this?
A good hard, and he was right.
No, I want something more tangible than that.
Steve, I'm negotiating on your side. Be quiet.
Yeah, you get to choose which audio clip goes.
My
into the
client
intro.
Steve, he wants more. He can't just have no bullshit. He gets to laugh.
All right. You know what? He'll probably want some chloroform in the intro. He'll want this whole intro. This whole show will be an intro about chloroform. That's what Steve wants.
That is definitely the last thing I want.
No, what about this? What about this? What if Steve Rules from SteveRules.com, if that gentleman right there, if he gets a special intro just of Steve?
Steve's greatest hits.
Yeah.
In fact, no. I want an intro to the show, and at the end, rather than being like, "This is Xbox Podcast. Here's your host Dustin," it could be like, "Hi, I'm One Saint, and Steve Rules, and I suck, and Steve's right."
Well, I don't want to say I suck because I don't. I'm pretty cool.
Well, those are my terms.
All right.
Take it, Chris.
Right. Fuck it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so it says Phil Spencer will feature, that's quote unquote feature, at the event. If he's featured, does that mean this will be streamed live and he's going to come out?
He's going to be featuring the Quantum Break Slim Xbox One. Wait, hold on. Okay. What if there's a Quantum Break Xbox One, but it's not a Slim?
Well, there's obviously going to be.
You got to go all in. You either have to go all in or not.
All right, I'm all in.
Because they haven't as yet announced a media thing, like saying there's going to be new announcements. We've got like an hour-long show or so. They haven't said that. So I'm working on the basis that they're not doing something like that. So
but how does he feature?
Well, presumably he'll be there to do interviews. I mean, it was sent to media people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It wasn't put on Xbox Wire where they said, Phil Spencer was a feature. They sent it to media outlets to give them invites and said, Phil Spencer will feature. So, hey, everybody wants to talk to Phil Spencer. Let's go and get a ton more interviews with him.
No, but they're announcing this kind of. It's weird.
Microsoft haven't officially said anything. They just sent out the invites.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
So they haven't told us what it is to set expectations.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm expecting them to announce. This is my prediction. Is they're going to announce the app platform and be like, "Hey, this is how Windows 10 and Xbox go together, and this is how."
Well, why wouldn't they save that for Build, which is like
or E3?
Because this is a Windows 10. No, E3 is an awful time to do it. I can see your point. Build, Vern. Build would be smart, but I think they can show off the Xbox stuff specifically at this event, and then really get into more developer-focused stuff at Build, where they can be like, "Hey, here, look, this is how you're going to do like basic Xbox Windows 10 stuff," and we'll have more to talk about it at Build.
Either way, we'll get more preview material, so at least we'll get to learn more about the games that currently we know are coming out. So,
I'm sure we'll see some more KI shit. Obviously, they said it.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
I hope so.
I think Killer Instinct is being shown at the World Championships or something.
Something like that, yeah.
I thought they were at PAX too, right?
Well, it might. I mean, I'm not being funny, but they'll probably just take the same demo and do, if you can't go to PAX, then you can be here. I mean, I doubt that the Quantum Break I mean, I'm presuming Quantum Break will be there, but it will probably just be the same demo as the one where they got all the press to Finland this week.
And the console.
All right, well, Vern, do you have any predictions other than it's just not going to show anything big?
I don't think we're going to get any major announcements. If we get any announcements, it'll be like an indie game or something.
Okay.
I'm not expecting a lot.
Crimson Skies. Every event, I'm going to always say it. Crimson Skies. We're going to get it.
Well, there's still a bunch of stuff we don't know about Quantum Break. Like, are they doing DLCs? Their pre-order bonuses? What bundles are they going to do?
See?
To clarify, I mean major game announcements.
Yeah.
Geometry Wars 4 made by a worthwhile developer.
Geometry Wars is dead, Dustin.
I don't like your tone, Steve.
What if Microsoft buys the IP, Steve?
They won't, because Activision, it would cost them far too much money. Just get Stephen Cakebread to just make them a new IP. Simple.
They could call it Trigonometry Wars.
I mean,
I'd like to see
look,
chemistry
they could.
wars.
They
Now
could.
you're just fighting numbers.
I'm not saying they should.
Those damn number 2s. All right. They're a stinker. All right, let's go. Let's move on.
Tired of fighting all these cosines.
What is that divisible by? Oh, fuck, I died. Sunset Overdrive X Rocket League items exclusive on the Xbox One version. Overcharged rocket boost and fizzy antenna garage items. Join Halo and Gears and Xbox exclusive items. Rocket League releases in February on the Xbox One.
That's cool.
I thought it looked fucking awesome. I was like, hell yeah, this would totally.
Well, yeah,
be something
the smoke that comes out of them, it's like the orange kind of bubbly stuff. It's cool, man.
It looks really good, actually.
It's like they're not like just porting it over half-assed. Like they're actually putting some thought. And,
Yeah, I might pick it up depending on the price.
What do you
if
mean,
it,
might?
It's going to be free.
I'll pick
Coming
it
out
up.
I hope
next
so.
month. Games of gold. It would be smart too, because then it would build a community, just like it did with on PlayStation.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be, but
They could make a lot of money off of it. That's the only thing because of the popularity.
I
For
don't.
it.
I don't think it will have any problem selling. I really don't. And there's people who talk about how they're concerned about the community, but this is an indie game with a lot of hype. And if there's one thing that Xbox owners like, it's online multiplayer games.
Steve, there's no one actually concerned about this community.
Can I fix something real quick? And I hate this, like, oh, the Xbox community just likes online multiplayer games. They just released the list of PS4 games people buy, and guess what they are? Black Ops, Destiny, every fucking third party.
I wasn't saying that they don't do well on
bullshit.
PlayStation.
No,
I was just saying that they do well on Xbox.
I'm tired of that being the Xbox. Oh, Xbox is just this. It's like, no, not really. Like, that's kind of the industry. Except for Nintendo, because they don't have third-party support. But pretty much everybody does that.
System.
Like,
And everybody loves friend codes too, by the way.
Yeah,
I
but
do.
you look at the populations, and the Xbox isn't selling well. It's selling as well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It's selling as well as the PS4, but the population of people playing those multiplayer games is pretty close to the PS4 still. So those multiplayer games are doing really well still, as far as keeping people playing and compared to the other
of
games that
course.
sell on the Xbox One. So
But that's just because more casuals are buying PlayStation 4s. I wouldn't... Like, the
Possibly.
hardcore is going to be... No, I mean, more than likely, it's the casuals that are picking it up. It's the
I
console
do
buy.
think Xbox gamers are more inclined to play multiplayer games than other types of gamers.
Because the online service is better.
Well, I mean, you look at the UK charts, and Rainbow Six sold more on Xbox, despite the fact that PS4's got a reasonable enough lead that most other titles are selling better on PS4. Elder Scrolls Online was the same. There is. I'm not saying that that's all Xbox One owners buy, but there is a very clear sense that actually,
And
you
that's-
release a decent online game, Xbox
No,
owners
but it's
will
like
buy it.
Xbox did,
Yeah, but-
Rise of the Tomb Raider did over 1 million on Xbox. It did,
Yeah.
like everything. Like, it's doing... It's
But
not
that's
just
the-
multiplayer online games.
Well, yeah,
I
but
hate
I didn't say that it was multiplayer only games, just that multiplayer games sell well. That's the statement.
And that's
not,
and that's
instead
with
of anything
exclusives.
else.
And that's with exclusives like Halo and Gears still selling well, and Rainbow Six is still selling well. I know it's not the same genre, but you're going to get some crossover. So people who own Xboxes often do like multiplayer gaming compared to other consoles, I believe.
Compared to what other console? Because PlayStation very obviously plays a lot of the
Well,
exact
it's also
same
the
games.
It's also the dominant console right now.
Yeah.
But I do think you're going to find a preference leaning more towards multiplayer with the
NPD charts say you're wrong.
with the Xbox gamer compared to the PS4 gamer.
Well, looking at the PS4's top-selling games, it's not. I'm just going to throw it at no. But let's move on. Rise of the Tomb Raider DLC, Baba Yaga expansion due
Baba Yaga.
January
Sorry.
26th.
Do that in a Christopher Walken impression.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
There's this
Baba
witch.
Yaga.
A witch. Her name is
It's an
Baba
expansion.
Yaga. She's in a temple. Oh,
It's due in
Laura.
January on
She's
the
gonna die.
26th.
She's gonna fall and break her leg.
Vern, I'm sure that sounds really good to you in your drunken state,
It's
but
ours.
Christmas, it sounds nothing like One Saints or anything that Dustin did.
It adds hours of new gameplay.
It's hours of new
Available.
gameplay.
You're gonna get
Part of a
scared.
season pass.
You're gonna light a match and a torch. Oh, you're gonna get lost in a tomb.
Oh, season pass. Baba Yaga,
She might have babies.
Temple the Witch.
It's giant
Places.
chicken legs.
Vern, please stop. Just stop.
Baba Yaga, the Temple the Witch, places Lara in a forest presided over by a mythical Baba Yaga.
Ponies, they don't like Baba Yaga. They're afraid. Oh, scared.
Oh,
Especially chickens, because cut off the legs.
there's only
Kill
one
man,
thing.
just stop. Stop
Raider
me killing
knees.
me.
And
Rules is
that's
dying.
more cowbell.
Okay, so who's buying this? I'm getting it on Tuesday.
I'll get it eventually.
Vern, would you like me to make a confession to you?
Steve's never finished Tomb Raider.
He-
What do you mean never finished it? How dare you? I've got like 900 gamer score on that.
Have you never seen a movie with Christopher
fact-
Walken or something?
In fact, I got all the achievements for expedition modes. Go and check the leaderboards, bitches. Suck it. I actually do regret selling Tomb Raider now
Oh.
because they got the DLC out on a pretty decent schedule. But in my defense, that was their own fault for not being like, this is when this one's coming, this is when this one's coming, this is when this one's coming. So that was their own fault.
Steve sold Tomb Raider. He's afraid of Baba Yaga too.
Steve was drowning in a thing of milk. But he
I
kept
think we need a new
swimming.
podcast title. Bad Christopher Walken impressions.
Christopher
kept
Walken
swimming.
in chloroform. What goes better? Oh,
He kept swimming
podcasting.
until he turned into cream.
When we stopped doing the chloroform stuff, it wasn't an invitation to then overdo the Christopher Walken impressions.
Makes me think about that awful joke. It's not as funny unless you think of Christopher Reeve being alive. Is it Reeve or Reeves? I always forget.
Reeves.
Christopher Reeves? Okay.
Reeves.
So, yeah, it's like, what's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken.
No. No.
Oh, you see, I didn't fall off my horse. I'm afraid.
Going straight to hell.
Man, he's not so super, is he?
Oh, jeez, that is. No,
It's
No.
in really bad taste. I know. I know. I hope-
that's dreadful.
Steve,
I apologize
burn.
on offended.
Bird's
by
gonna burn in hell.
I hope we don't have any listeners who are greatly offended by that. I'm sorry. If so.
Jesus.
It's all a lot of jokes and comedy. There's nothing off limits.
Just
Oh,
like,
there is.
just like Bird's virginity. All right. I don't
So
even
Xbox,
know where to
huh?
go. I don't even know what to do
What's
now.
left on the news?
Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Let's talk about Kotaku.
They've been blacklisted by Ubisoft.
Destiny 2 delayed. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no, no,
September
no
7th.
more impressions. We gotta stop.
All right. Destiny 2 is delayed beyond original September 2016 launch. No roadmap for new content this year has sparked fan frustration over their plans for this game. Destiny 2 has been delayed with no new release period giving in the Kotaku article. Content plans for Destiny 2 are allegedly constant changing, as well as not being able to decide blah 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 blah. Let's just get right down to it. Destiny 2 is not coming out, and not this year. It's being delayed, and
they
they're
didn't
not
say
fucking
not
releasing
year.
anything.
I know that it's going to be tight, but they could still try and make
It
November.
doesn't.
It probably won't be September. If they're coming out this year, it'll be November, is my guess.
I say a nice March release next year. That's
but yeah, I mean, the original Destiny was supposed to hit in spring 14, and it was delayed. So
they will do whatever they can to get it into a launch window where there's nothing there. Because if you looked at the original review scores for Destiny 1, it was shit. 6.5s at sites, 5s.
I just want to know, this game, it's tools.
It's a game of Destiny. Like Destiny.
The tools used to develop the game are allegedly inefficient, but they were working on this game for like 10 years.
Okay, I don't know what that sounds like, but
I don't know.
I think sounds like something seriously constipated.
Yeah, this is really bad though, because the original Destiny, it came out, and then you knew you had the 2 expansions coming, and they were substantial with a lot of content. Destiny, The Taken King comes out. It's a huge expansion. You're like, wow, they fixed everything. I can't wait for the next 2 expansions, like the first year. And then we're not getting them. All we're getting is things like,
holiday, Christmas
bike races, and Halloween shit,
And the Valentine's Day event. Or some garbage.
Yeah, and that's not what people want. The people who are playing this game want reasons to keep playing as far as content's concerned. They want new raids, they want new missions, they want new gear, new weapons, all that stuff. And that's not coming. So I feel like Bungie is really, and Activision too, if they're part of this decision, they're really letting down this fan base. And it's not fitting the genre of game that it is, because it does a lot of things that MMOs do. And if you come out and you say, "Hey, I'm pretty much an MMO or a Diablo clone or whatever you want to call it," and then you don't live up to that expectation for what's probably going to be an entire year, maybe more, if this game gets delayed past into 2017, that's a real problem. They're going to lose a lot of their fan base, and this may be the worst thing they can possibly do.
I think Bungie's over their heads.
But this is what I've said all along. This is a big part of the reason why they clearly, and this has been exactly the same since the day they actually officially announced what Destiny is. They do not know what that game is. They do not know what the franchise they're trying to make is, and that has been clearly shown by the fact that they've struggled to explain what it is. Then when it comes out, they've still just absolutely not known. And then they finally did decide, once they got Blizzard in, to give them a talk about that type of game. Why you didn't talk to them in the previous 4 years is questionable in its own. But they clearly have no idea what they're doing. They seemingly stumbled upon success with The Taken King, and now they're back to running around like their hair's on fire.
Well, yeah, it felt like they knew what they were doing with The Taken King. It felt like we got an idea. Okay, this is what they want to do, and now we're going to get some more smaller expansions until Destiny 2 comes out, or maybe it won't even be Destiny 2. Maybe it'll be called, another subtitle to Destiny.
Yeah, I mean that's what the article did say that. There was a lot more in the Kotaku article, but I was trying not to have Dustin read out something for 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I mean, they're clearly not fit as a studio to work on this kind of schedule, and I don't necessarily think that it's. I mean, Activision is probably a big part of it, but Bungie are the ones making that kind of game, so it was also on them. I mean, they've even got High Moon Studios, who used to make Transformers games, working with them. Which is and Bungie are been massively recruiting for this. But the problem is they don't know what they're doing. They need someone to, and it doesn't help when you sack your your lead composer and your chief story writer who's been there for a decade or so also leaves. it seems to me like they got rid of these troublemakers, but actually they were the troublemakers that were probably keeping them on track. And I mean, they've been threatening to do this even when they were owned by Microsoft. They did it with Halo 2. Microsoft said, well, you guys go and let these other people do this and make a new IP, and guess what? They couldn't do it. They clearly need supervision and someone making decisions, because the people that they've got there are just not those people.
So what
because
you're saying,
this is the third time.
what you're saying, Steve, is they need a bottom bitch just to come in there.
They need a Rod
like,
Ferguson.
No, see, Activision needs to come in there. Activision needs to set up a bottom bitch and be like, you keep them in line. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, look up Butters bottom bitch, and you'll understand.
Well, it's hopefully with Destiny 2, they find their identity and they just go with it and they stick with it, because it's just kind of upsetting. Because when The Taken King came out, I really liked it a lot, and I was already expecting to hear about whatever the next DLC is going to be at this point, because we're already into the new year, and we haven't heard anything. All we're getting are these stupid events, which aren't going to bring me back to the game. And if they want my money, they want me back in the game. They need real expansions, and it seems like we're not going to get that until Destiny 2, and that's upsetting.
And on tech sites, you're getting articles. Like The Verge wrote an article, this is the time to leave Destiny.
I agree.
Like, it's just, don't play it no more.
Well,
Get
what's
out.
the reason to keep playing if you already have done most of the stuff in the game now? Maybe if they released, higher level versions of the old raids, which are pretty much obsolete at this point.
But how many times are they going to keep recycling the same shit over and over again?
But Steve, that's what MMOs do, and they're not even doing that, which is like, what the hell? I mean, that's not expensive to do, and it's a way to keep people playing and not be upset about, not getting DLC that they feel like they should be getting. And they're not even doing that. That shows you how much they care about this community, and obviously they don't. So.
But there's all this talk in the article also that there's a bunch of content that's finished, but they haven't decided whether or not to leave it for Destiny 2 or not, or if they do release it for Destiny, whether or not it's going to be free or paid.
Free.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but I'm of the opinion that generally if you've got content finished,
put it out.
Release the content, particularly when they don't seem to have any other content.
Right.
Well, at the end of the day, let's be honest. The Destiny did well because of the hype at first. And it survived because the apologists. And then eventually The Taken King came out and actually made it a decent game.
It was good, yeah.
And at that point, it was kind of like just one of those, like, if anything could do it, Taken King kind of did to make it where it's like, yeah, this is worth playing again. Pick it,
and now they're lost
back
again.
Into it. Now it's just like, well, fuck it, we're done. Like, Destiny 2 is coming one day. Like, it's...
That's just upsetting. It's a real slap in the face to the community. Assuming it's true, I'm not gonna just take what
Jason
Kotaku
Schreier
says.
doesn't, and you know how much of a Destiny fan Jason Schreier is.
Yeah, but
he has been constantly talking about that game since it came out. If he had an ounce of doubt about this, he would not have published that article.
Do you guys think Microsoft will lock down marketing for Destiny 2?
No.
No.
Sony have got a multi-game, multi-year deal.
But Steve, Jason Schreier is always going to put out articles that favor the reader of the article rather than the company that, it's talking bad about, if it is.
I think if you look at his articles,
it's true.
He is a very reliable journalist.
He takes the side of the little guy rather than the big guy consistently, which I understand. It's easier to do that in the first place.
If this isn't true, then where's all this new content pipeline? Because when Destiny 1 came out, the original Destiny, we already knew the vague schedule for their content, and yet as it stands, there's nothing.
There could be details he's leaving out too,
I just want to throw it out there, Steve. Phil loves this game. I'm just curious. Do we know for a fact they have a multi-game deal?
Yes.
I can't imagine that.
I'm pretty sure it's like anywhere from 5 to 10 years, right?
That Sony has a
that's
multi-game deal for
Activision.
marketing?
We don't necessarily know if that's Sony.
But the rumor was that Sony had a big deal for a long time.
Phil is all about spending money on
it's
first
Destiny,
party.
Though.
Yeah, but how much money is he going to have to spend to get that Destiny deal? I'll tell you how much. It's going to cost him probably several first-party games.
He's going to build his own Destiny.
He's not going to do that.
Okay.
Sony
I'm fighting for the chat room, that's all.
And Sony wouldn't let it go either, because they'll just say, well, we'll just give you an extra $5 million, or I don't know how much these deals cost, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough Destiny talk.
That was way more than 5 minutes. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but
I think
it's justified because it's bad Destiny news.
We are an official Destiny podcast now at this point. It feels like so.
We're about burning the games.
Let's talk about a real game now.
Yeah, let's talk about Halo 5 Guardians January update. A game that
Game of
gives
the
you
year.
fucking updates. Okay. Game of the Xbox Uncut's Game of the Year. All I heard is a really low wait. It's not.
Just a whimper from Steve.
Called Infinity's Armory. New maps of Arena, Riptide, and Warzone Urban. 2 new assassinations. Halo 2 Battle Rifle for Warzone. New armor sets. Weapon skins, and 2 new carbines. Yeah. Halo's fucking getting updates, unlike certain games, and we know what the fucking release time is.
I'm not high on this update though. Okay, the new map called Riptide is actually a remix of a current map that's in the game. And then the arena map. The Warzone map, Urban, is actually the Warzone Assault version of the most recent Warzone map that was released. So
What's
I
the
don't
difference
think
between Warzone and Warzone Assault?
Okay, Warzone, you can control any one of 3 points at any time. And whoever like holds it the longest and gets the AI kills and all that stuff wins, you know, or destroys the core. Warzone Assault, there's one team that's on offense and one team that's on defense, and when the offense takes over a point, they move over to the next point until they get all the way to the generator and destroy it, essentially. So it's a little bit different in that sense. Like the game can be over if you defend the first checkpoint for whatever the time period is. So it's a lot shorter, or it can be pretty long if the game goes the whole way.
Hold on, I need to get Odd No Bones in here. Why have we never done Warzone Assault?
Warzone Assault's pretty fun. I mean, but one cool thing about this Warzone Assault version of the map, it is at nighttime instead of during the daytime, so it has a little bit different look to it. But I just don't feel like it's a very substantial update because of it's kind of reusing assets and not giving us new stuff. And I feel like we need new stuff in Halo because there's a lot of environments that haven't been used.
I agree, Vern, but it's free.
It is free. It is free.
Here's the question: how many? I can't remember the number. How many free maps did they say they were going to give us?
3 million.
Ooh, yeah.
Was it like 15?
It was like 24, I thought. Was all said.
No,
and
I'm
done.
pretty sure it was in the teen. Was it like 15?
I don't know.
It was more than 15. It was a huge number. It was like 24, but that was the they were talking about throughout this.
And the Forge
January,
maps aren't included in that number, right? The Forge maps from Big Team Battle?
They weren't supposed to be.
Right. So, I mean, we're still getting stuff. I was just hoping we get a new environment or something. At least we're getting a nighttime map with the Warzone Assault map. So that's one positive out of this.
I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge fucking the amazing Forge maps, because Jesus fucking Christ. People have made Sandtrap. They've made all old Halo 2 maps, old Halo 3, and recreated them to the foot. Like everything's exactly how it was. It's insane. But yeah, it'll be nice to see some more.
Somebody made Princess Peach's castle from Mario 64.
That's cool.
I didn't play it. I just seen it online.
Well, hopefully they get these Forge maps into more of these social playlists, like they did recently for the Breakout mode. The most recent social playlist is Breakout, but it's all Forge maps from the community. So
yeah.
I'd like to see more stuff like that. That's pretty cool. That's a neat addition into the playlist.
All right, we're gonna move on to.
I played some of those and thought they were quite good, actually.
Yeah. Other news, if time, the section. So, I'm reading that. Mortal Kombat XL Edition, March 4th. All DLC plus Season 2 characters. That's cool.
I mean, I put that in there because I know Tim quite liked Mortal Kombat. So
I enjoyed it. It was a good game.
And Tim isn't even here, so...
Asada Corsa due in April, 900p, 60 frames per second on Xbox One. Prison Architect coming to Xbox One and Xbox 360. And next arc update adds split screen co-op for both local and online play.
How are they going to add split screen with the current performance? I mean, I'm not going to complain too much about the performance because it's early access, but it doesn't run well.
And they said this is a pre-alpha game, and they haven't even thought about optimizing yet. They're just adding stuff right now, and optimizing is coming later.
Well, you also got to bear in mind that they would have built this version with split screen co-op in mind. Like they wouldn't have built this and said, "Oh, I know, let's add split screen co-op," because that would just kill them. I mean, you don't develop.
I'm curious. I'm curious what the split screen co-op is going to be like. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe that means we're going to get the game looking a lot better later on because they're able to do this co-op mode. So yeah. So I mean, that's great news though. There's a lot of people that'll be excited about this.
Yes.
Vern, just a quick question. Darth Vadar 360 in the Twitch chat says, "How are you doing, Vern?"
Oh, I'm awesome. I'm sobering up a little, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I can tell you stopped doing Christopher Walken impressions, and by that I just mean your regular.
What are you talking about?
No, stop! Stop!
He stopped.
Oh God, what the fuck?
No.
That's preposterous.
No.
You guys are all awful.
Steve rules.
Put my cookie down now.
I can go from Christopher Walken to Schwarzenegger.
What's next?
There's nothing next. Get to the chopper.
That's it. We can talk about what we're playing now, man.
We can talk about Geometry Wars 2 now.
No one's playing that.
I played some today.
How dare you, Vern? You're a little scumbag sometimes.
Sometimes.
No one's playing Geometry. Well, sometimes it's alright. We get on okay.
Okay. I'll give you that, Steve. I'll give you that.
I actually installed Geometry Wars 3 Dimensions Evolved and then loaded it up, decided I couldn't be bothered to play it, and then deleted it again. Just in case anybody wanted to hear that story.
I can see your thought process now. Let me install this. Oh no! Delete.
Oh.
I must have been high when I decided to install that.
Alright, well, I don't even want to think about that game. It's so awful. So sad. Now you just got to be thinking about it, Steve. Damn you.
That's for all the Christopher Walken impressions.
It's okay. They took such a good game and destroyed it. Such a good game. Fucked it up. But, I played Minecraft. Still on my adventure to beat it on survival without cheating.
And you cheat in Minecraft?
You can find out where the end portal is by copying your world, put it in creative, and just building what you need to figure out what to do. Or then you could just cheat to do it.
What on earth is an end portal?
No, but you could figure out exactly where the end portal is.
Yeah, but what is an end portal?
It's the portal you go through to beat the game.
There's a portal. Like, you know how there's the... like, Nether, right? How it's like hell?
Nope.
So, in Minecraft, there's, like, dimensions, or... It's kind of like Geometry Wars. No.
Don't... that's not a good thing.
No, I know. But there's dimensions, so you can go to, like, the hell level, and then you can go to what they call an ender level. And there's these tall, black, skinny dudes in the game called Endermen.
Right.
And they, like, steal blocks or whatever, but they pop in and out of existence, and you have to kill them until you get enough ender pearls. So once you get done taking their bling, and you get that, you can start throwing it into the air, and it'll lead you to the ender gate. And you have to have, I think, like 12 of the ender pearls, and then you put them in the gate, and it turns on, and you can get to the ender level, where you fight a dragon. And once you defeat the dragon, you can jump back in the ender portal, and you'll hit credits, and you'll beat the game, technically.
That doesn't sound something real. That is in Minecraft.
Yes. There is a story and a thing in Minecraft. It's not just like an endless... like.
So now Steve has to play it and beat it.
I'm not going to do that.
Steve, I already have a world built. If you need to beat Minecraft, you can come with me and you can say...
How long would it take?
I don't know. I got a bunch of iron right now. Like, we're looking for diamonds so that we can be ready when we go in.
So you're saying you'll have diamonds and pearls like that Prince song?
Yeah.
Just
So-
like that.
D to the I to the A to the N, O to the D to the pearls of love?
Yep.
Sorry.
So,
Exactly like that.
exactly. Yeah.
That-
exactly.
I had absolutely no idea that Minecraft had this
the story
part to it.
thing. Yeah. And that's the plan. It's the plan to get that and to beat that and win. Okay? That's the plan. We're going to do it. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to be Minecraft champions.
So is that what all the kids keep coming back to play, is to beat the Ender stuff?
No, it's literally the creative mode that kids come back to play.
So is that like a whole separate thing to this alleged story?
Yeah,
mode?
there's two versions of Minecraft. There's survival and there's creative. Creative, you can kind of just build as you desire. And survival, you're still building nonstop, but you're actually fighting off monsters. You're building a house to protect yourself and trying to keep, bad guys out. And then you're trying to get to the end portal so that you can, beat the game.
Mm. I just don't know any of that.
There's always an open chair for you, Steve.
Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. So what else have you been playing, Dustin?
What else have I been playing? I played Small Arms. It's good. It actually, the frame rate's pretty good. I didn't see any drop frames or anything. It was nice. The resolution is definitely lower than what's in my head. It's just like, wow, that game. I just remember it looking a lot prettier than that. But okay, it just has that older, the process of time has changed the look of this game. Oh no.
You remember all these 360 games looking like really sharp, and then you go back and play them, and
Hey,
I mean at the
Gears
time they were,
Judgment
but
still looks really fucking sharp.
what does?
Gears Judgment.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful game.
It actually it holds up pretty nicely.
Also, Halo 4 holds up really nicely.
Especially at 1080p.
Yeah. Let's see, what else have I played? I didn't really play any Ark. We played some Diablo, but we never actually played the new content, Vern. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I played Rebel Galaxy. Did I talk about that on the show yet?
Yeah, you did last week,
Yeah.
I think.
I played more of The Long Dark. That was fun. That's about it. I mean, I played a couple rounds of Killer Instinct. I saw that they added, one button press combos or something.
Yeah, combo assist.
Yeah, combo assist to the game. So I guess that's cool to keep, people like me into the game. So
To do the story modes, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Oh, other than that, I picked up a new iPhone. I was on Windows Phone for a long time, so I got an iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't care about platforms. I just didn't have to put. I just didn't.
Isn't it my phone?
I just think.
Vance, please stop.
I didn't want to have to put an antivirus on my phone.
It gets a cold. You gotta give it a tissue.
To be able to use apps on it as well.
Yeah. So, but I picked up Harvest Moon for the iPhone, and I don't know if I can continue to play it. It's so awful, how the loading screen thing works. It's just really bad, and I'm pissed off that I spent money on it now.
I'm sorry.
Speak to Apple support; they might give you a refund.
I'm not doing all that fucking shit over $6, so it's whatever. I'm gonna have to be on hold for my time's worth more than that, Steve. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say fuck them on a public podcast that has thousands of listeners. Yeah, that's right.
Get fucked, Apple.
Don't buy that game. That's my endorsement.
How is Apple's fault if someone?
No, I didn't blame Apple. I blame. Well,
No,
they
that
have
was
to.
me.
They do approve all apps, so you
Yeah,
could
you gotta blame
technically. Yeah. And then I picked up Minecraft for the iPhone. Yeah, Pocket Edition, bitches. Because I needed another place.
Mode?
Huh?
Does that have survival mode?
Yeah, of course.
It's fucking Minecraft, Steve.
It's Minecraft, Steve.
Maybe I should actually Google what Minecraft is.
Yeah, and play it and enjoy it instead of.
I'm not gonna play it. It sounds. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
They had.
Steve.
What if they don't they have Gears of War skins in Minecraft? Or no?
They have all sorts of skins.
Yeah. You could be Marcus Phoenix Minecraft player, Steve.
There you go, Steve.
I could.
Like a
I'm going
boss.
to.
What was the one guy in Gears 3 with the tattoos on his face? Tao?
Pretty sure that was Gears 2, actually.
Oh, excuse me.
Wow.
That's who you want to be.
You know.
Just leave the man alone.
Know your stuff, Fun Saint.
Listen.
How you doing, Vern?
I'm good, man. I'm nice and relaxed.
Vern, what games have you been playing?
Halo 5. That's about it.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot of Halo, man. Having a good time.
Chris?
What else have you been playing, Vern?
I did play Gears of War Ultimate Edition with you. I played that too.
Thank you.
Had some fun.
Good.
I actually tied Steve in a couple of rounds with the amount of kills. Somehow.
You did.
I did have one miracle round where it was me against 3 other people who were still alive, and I came back and I won it. Remember that? That was awesome.
No, I did. That was actually very impressive. we were all like cheering him on from the chat because most of the time he was like running around with his lancer out and just trying to like shoot people with his lancer who would
and get a chainsaw in before I died.
He would be like, okay, well I can chainsaw someone, and we'd be like, yeah, but if you chainsaw someone, you're also going to get killed. He's like, yeah, but then it's like a 1-to-1 kill death ratio, and then he just chainsaw someone like straight after saying that.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I like the lancer.
All right. Who are we down to?
Me.
Chris. What have you been playing, Chris?
I've been playing Shovel Knight a little bit here and there. Octodad. I love Shovel Knight. It's very fun. I've been really nostalgic lately, so I bought Shovel Knight. I bought the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Fucking Mega Man 3 is still my favorite. Still playing Halo 5. I want to recant my Witcher 3 Game of the Year award and give it to Halo 5 because I have just been...
Yes!
Listen, I can do whatever I want, Steve. Just like you can. And Halo
Look,
5...
real quick, Steve, just so you know, the ballots that were cast are set in stone.
Yeah.
As of that, he can change whatever he wants now. He can say that fucking Mario's Adventure was his favorite game last year. I don't give a fuck. But those ballots have been cast.
It's been cast. But Halo 5, I got the Platinum one this morning.
The rightful game one.
Yeah, I like it. It's a lot of fun.
It's good shit.
I've been dominating lately. I don't know if anybody's seen some of the screen caps of my kill deaths, but some matches, man. Like the one I had yesterday, I was like 21-2. Earlier in the week or late last week, I was like 29-5. I mean, I've just been on a roll last couple of days just playing it, and I've been having a lot of fun. But now I'm in the Platinum playlist, and it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, it does get a lot harder once you get there. I was rolling to the end of the higher gold playlist, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to Platinum 1, and I've been stuck at Platinum 1 for a while.
Yeah. It's a good game, Halo 5 rules. I like getting armor unlocks and helmet unlocks. I love that. I love it. Even though I can't physically see what my character looks like running around, just knowing that I have a cool set of armor, a cool helmet, I love that. It's so much fun.
You need to get more assassinations.
I know, but I think I got like 4 or 5. I only have 2 stances though. I hate that.
Yeah. You should just spend $100 on packs.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably since October, I probably spent that much.
This is why microtransactions are so prevalent.
Listen,
gotta have that armor.
Give them $3. I will give them $3 to get some sweet armor.
No, but at least you're getting all your DLC for free.
And I'm supporting the community, Steve.
They know you know exactly what you're getting when you buy their shit. Like it's literally nothing. So it's not like they're tricking you or forcing you. And honestly, Halo gives you enough points per game for you not to have to do it.
When I say they're forcing me, it's just because I have such an OCD of trying to get all of the armor and all of the helmet unlocks. And it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would.
I've got like 42,000 points.
Why aren't you using
doing anything? Well, because I mean, I don't really care what my character looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, but saving him does nothing. It doesn't like enhance any part of the game by saving them.
but spending them takes up time that I could spend doing something more interesting.
But you get to
Spending them
open presents and hear fun like confetti noises.
You'll hear "Yay!" when you get something
And you
ultra.
get purples. Yeah.
Steve just doesn't like that.
They have Grunt birthday party on for that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Daylight
Right.
and Dying Light Enhanced Edition has gone gold. I didn't know that. That's a few days ago. Yeah.
Right.
Sweet.
Isn't it getting a graphics update or something?
I think there are performance boosts.
That's cool. Maybe I'll play it again.
All right.
So do y'all talk about our games?
What?
I think we're all. Steve.
Well, no, I don't think Steve did.
Steve, what are you
Dustin,
playing, Steve?
are you forgetting about me?
I just figured Gears covered you.
That's not fair. Okay, so I've been playing a lot of Gears.
See, you're done.
No. I've also been playing Fallout. So let's do one or the other. I've been absolutely storming it on Gears. I played it the other day for like 7 or 8 hours, and
Jesus.
I was just absolutely racking up kills. And that was on top of playing it with Vernon Old No Bones and other people. Like I just started playing it at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I looked at the clock and it was like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It was insane, but it was freaking awesome. And I was on top of my game. I got a treble kill with the boom shot, which was very satisfying. I got a couple more achievements as well, so I was doing really well. I also played a bit of Halo, which is quite fun. I prefer Arena though. Warzone sucks.
I don't like Warzone either.
If I'm being completely honest with you, I just find it so immeasurably boring. Yeah, I mean it's fun, if you've got other people with you, but generally speaking, as a mode, it's
they need to balance it better, because if you're on a team that sucks, you're not going to have fun. Every time I play Warzone, I don't have fun because the team that I end up getting stuck with sucks.
Yeah, it serves a purpose. Like if you got a big party of people who and you can't play Arena together, and you can play either Big Team Battle or Warzone, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
you do get a lot more requisition points for playing Warzone than the other modes. So if you want to unlock more stuff, you want to be playing more Warzone. It's hard though. I mean, if you're not like really good with range weapons and camping, you're not going to get high kill KDRs, But it's not like Big Team Battle in that sense.
I feel like Big Team Battle is just quite easy to get into, whereas Warzone is just I just don't like it as much.
Big Team Battle's a lot easier to play, and it's a lot more manageable than Warzone is.
They gotta do some tweaking to Warzone for sure. I mean, and hopefully it happens. I don't know why they haven't tweaked some stuff already. So,
yeah.
The other thing I've been playing is I played AIPD, which is actually something coming out next week. It's like Geometry Wars made in Unreal Engine 4. It looks incredible, and I wanted to play it because it looked like Geometry Wars, but actually it's not really as good. I was a bit disappointed by it. I'm still playing it.
Well, that's a high bar you're setting. I mean,
yeah, but it doesn't have just like
but...
a regular endless mode. Like you kill what's on screen, and then like you clear everything on screen, and then it sets you like a challenge, but it takes you out of it to ask you what challenge you want to pick, and it's like there are just things that in my opinion you do in that type of game that just like, oh hey, this Geometry Wars game, which is clearly modeled its look on, and they haven't done that basic. So it was a bit disappointing. And also, I finished Fallout 4 this evening. It's weird because I enjoyed it, but I had this constant feeling throughout playing it of there's something about this that I just inherently don't like. Like I don't know what it is. I just think that there's so much. Like I mean, it's up to me to choose to pick up all the items and stuff, but then you have to start managing. Then you have to start managing your weight, like how much you're carrying, and then you have to go and like sell it all, and then you can choose what you want to scrap for parts for your settlements, and it's just that part of the game. Like it would be more interesting if I could just carry literally as much shit as I wanted, and then I could choose at some point whether to do it or not. But it's like if you forget to do that stuff, and then you go and do like another not sort of like dungeon, but like another sort of house or area kind of thing with tons of stuff in, then you just go through this constant process. And I mean, the main quest, I don't know, it kind of finishes almost a bit abruptly. It was a bit disappointing. And the side quests aren't particularly interesting. The world's overly large for the lack of interest in it. I don't find the combat very satisfying either. Like I don't need it to be easy, but when it's but like sometimes you'll shoot things and it's just like nothing that you've got when you've got like all these different range of weapons and none of them will do much damage, and you're just shooting the same thing over and over again and they're just absolutely wrecking you. And you keep taking stim packs. I don't know. There's something about it. I did like kind of the different story options. So you can, if I feel like if I were to go back and redo it, then I could choose sort of a very different ending to the one I got. But to be honest, I would consider doing that. But I just, as I said, I liked it, but I don't think I really enjoyed it enough to feel like I want to go back like 20 hours and redo all my choices and then do all the side content. Like it just isn't worth it. And so I did enjoy it, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. I thought it would be better, and it seems to me like a lot of people were also very disappointed by it.
Yep.
In compared to how good they thought it was supposed to be. I mean, I only played Fallout 3 in September, so I don't feel like I had Fallout fatigue. I just feel like actually they just kind of copied and pasted literally the same game, and stuff that they did add and stuff, I don't know, it just wasn't that much better. When you've got stuff like The Witcher, which for me has got like really interesting quest design, really interesting world, for me, like combat, there's lots of depth to it, the story's really good, and you just look at Fallout and think, well, okay, it's not a bad game at all, but I was expecting and hoping for something much better than what I got. And if I'd have been waiting sort of 7 years or whatever it was for a new Bethesda Fallout, I'd imagine I'd probably personally feel pretty disappointed at this point. But
yeah. But I think that's going to be it for the show, guys. Unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about, anything at all.
Chloroform.
Yeah. But I think
read my mind.
But we will be back next week not technically.
This week.
Yeah, it's Sunday. So we'll be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Xbox Uncut if you want to watch us live, or we should have the show posted Thursday nights, sometimes Friday morning, depending on if people give me their audio soon enough. But we usually try to get up as soon as possible after recording. You can write us letters at xboxuncut.com. But please join us live. I love having the live chat. That way, if we talk about chloroform for too long, somebody could wake us up and tell us. And that way,
and follow us on Twitter. That way, you can find out when the live streams are going to happen if we go off schedule sometimes, or a lot of the time, like we have. I'm at Team Vernia. I don't know, Dustin, you're at DUSDG, right? Yep. And then we got Steve is at Steve Rules with a Z. What's yours, One Saint?
It's Chris, and then my name's Chris. God damn, I'm tired. It's X, One Saint X.
If you watch live, you'll be able to, or if you watch on YouTube, you'll see the banners on the bottom of our video, and you can figure out all our names from there.
So, can I just ask, One Saint, was One Saint by itself taken?
Yes.
So there's more than One Saint out there.
Mm-hmm. I tried to actually buy the Twitter handle, but the person that owned it wouldn't respond to me. And then somebody actually owns One Saint on Xbox Live. They wouldn't sell it to me, but I actually own One Saint without the X's on PSN. So.
Oh wow.
That's right.
It's the only service that matters.
I bet you feel really happy that you got it on PSN and nowhere else.
I know, and I turn on my Vita every 3 months and go, wow, this thing is dusty. Yeah. And then just so I can log in.
I see what you did there, because we got Dustin in here, and sometimes Jason calls him Dusty, and
I wanted to make him feel like he was at home, even though he is at home.
I could just see the look on your face, Dustin. You're just like, what the fuck? Actually, that's not fair. Of all the things to go what the fuck out in this podcast, that's what that gets that look. When you spent the entire thing talking about chloroform and dreadful Christopher Walken impression.
Oh! Oh! Get down now! Steve, get down!
It's incredible.
Put the podcast down, Steve. Put it down now. It's my podcast.
You can take the chloroform. I'm tired.
Okay, well,
We're all tired. It's time to end this.
it's been a pleasure.
Yes. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting everybody today. Thanks, everybody, for coming on. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you next week. Peace out, everybody.
See you later.
Later.
Good night, alligator.